At Park Place Mall, call 747-8000 or visit O'Reilly.com. It's pretty easy. We'll simply pay you more for what you're driving than anybody else. O'Reilly Used Cars, giving you more since 1924.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Joshua Dent, guarded by Braden Burries, gets a screen. Dent driving right, stops, passes it down to McKeever, and it goes right by McKeever, stolen away by Jaden Bradley. Bradley the other way, and the fast break. Bradley lays it in for 2 and 1. What a run here by Jaden Bradley. He's had a great game, and he's up to 20 points, finishing through contact, showing his strength. Arizona is now on a 13-2 run.
Jaden Bradley, he is probably going to be asked quite a bit in this early men's basketball season about how he feels about being left off of the all Big 12 team. In fact, he was asked that today at Big 12 Media Days. You can quite imagine. I don't know that I'm not sure we've talked to him since that happened. So I'm not sure he's had a chance to answer that from us quite yet, but he will. He will. I'm sure it's a chip that Jaden has on his shoulder quietly because he's not a bombastic type of kid player, so he's not going to come out and say a whole lot or throw shade on Twitter or any of the social medias about not being selected as one of the top players in the conference, but we'll see. We'll see when the lights go on and the games start being played, how he reacts to it on the floor. That's what we're really going to want to see from Jaden Bradley anyway. The men were on center stage in Kansas City today. It was Ladies' Day yesterday at Big 12 Media Days. All 16 of the teams. We actually and maybe we'll get to this next week. We did not get a chance, and I missed the opportunity. A lot was going on yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to get in. They had an open Zoom session, and I wanted to get in on the Iowa State open Zoom because Jada Williams was there, just because I don't know that she's really talked a whole lot about her decision to leave Arizona, and I wanted to ask her that, but I was not able to get in on that Zoom, and it was happening yesterday. I don't know if she discussed it at all. I know she was there, and we'll bring you some of her comments here next week because we actually are going to be off the next couple of days. This will be our last show for this week. It is the bye week in football, so we're going to be off tomorrow and Friday from DK on the Sports Tip. Reset because next week it starts to get real. We have another exhibition game next Monday for Arizona basketball. They'll take on Embry-Riddle. So we'll actually have a short show for you Monday, 3 to 5, because we will bump up Panther Talk from the 7 o'clock hour it normally airs to 5 o'clock ahead of the basketball game. We will have a pregame extra for you, however, on Monday between 6 and 6:30, leading you into the call between by Brian Jeffries and Ryan Hansen as Embry-Riddle and U of A do battle. And then a week from the following Monday, everything's for real. Real pregame shows for basketball, the real variety of 3 hours as we get you set for the season opener in Las Vegas against the Florida Gators. So that'll be kind of the reset of the next few days for us. No shows tomorrow and Friday, short show on Monday, and then back with you in a normal fashion for a full show next Tuesday. But again, the men were on stage today. All 16 teams were there. All the coaches. Houston is the favorite again. No surprise there with Kelvin Sampson and the program that he has built down there in Texas that, won the Big 12 last year and got to the Final Four. So they'll be the leaders in the clubhouse. They are the new team to beat. It used to be Kansas, and no, don't get me wrong, Kansas is still there at the top of the food chain. But right now it is all about Kelvin Sampson and his Houston Cougars at the top of the conference, and everybody else is trying to battle them to have a chance to maybe dethrone them and sit at the top seat in the Big 12. How do you see it? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We'll hear from a number of people today. We'll hear from the head coach of the Houston Cougars, Kelvin Sampson. If you were with us a little bit earlier, we carried some of the press conference involving your Wildcats. We won't replay that. There really wasn't much meat to the press conference that they had in the afternoon. We will let you hear from Tommy Lloyd, though, when he talked this morning with some of the studio hosts from the Big 12. Were there, some of the ex-coaches as well, and let you hear a little bit about what he had to say about his team and this fifth season here at Arizona. You'll hear from Grant McCaslin, Bill Self, some of the other coaches as well, Taman Lipsy, a few of the players that were up there as well, some of the new kids on the block as well. The top two prospects out of this last high school class are both playing in the Big 12 this year. And J-Dub and I were talking about it before the show. AJ DeBonta. Okay, I missed the "sa" there at the end of this thing that you gave me. AJ DeBonta.
Yeah, I apologize. I think it was Dibnastia or something like that was how I was trying to say it some years ago when his name came on the scene. But yeah, DeBonta.
Is that...
Well, the way it's spelled, there's a lot of consonant. There's a lot of vowels in there. So, yeah.
DeBonta. So,
yep.
Yeah,
he was the number one recruit in high school forever. And then Mr. Peterson, who's a shooting guard going to
you said he passed
Kansas at the very last second, Darren Peterson passed AJ and is more or less the consensus number one. It depends on who you ask. Some people still have AJ number one, but regardless, it's 1A and 1B, the two best high school basketball players from last year's class, both in the conference.
And why? What do we know? Why Darren Peterson became number one?
Well, sometimes late in the cycle, it's just a matter of because everybody grows at different stages, and AJ's always been that size. Like for the last 3 years, they've been talking about AJ as 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", do everything swing man. And I know that I had heard Darren Peterson's name prior to this last year, but I know he came up big and had a huge push towards the end at the end of his high school senior year. So, yeah, he is number one currently. If you ask the composite rankings, 247 and so forth, you'll see Darren number one. But either way, AJ, Darren, two outrageously talented young players.
So does that put the Big 12, you think, in a different standing? I mean, in the past, and obviously when you think about the last number one coming in, Cooper Flagg, going to the ACC, and we've heard for years that the best players go to the ACC and go to the Dukes and the North Carolinas. The fact that the top two guys have come to Big 12 schools, does that put the Big 12 in a new light, do you believe?
Well, I mean, Kansas has always gotten their share of high-profile recruits. I think it depends. It's a cycle thing, right? Because Kentucky, when Calipari was there, every single year got the first or second or third. Kentucky was that NBA factory where if you wanted to go to the NBA quick and you wanted to live in a $10 million dorm, then you went to Kentucky and Lexington. I will say this. I got 247 in front of me.
Yeah.
Darren Peterson is number one, 247 composite rankings of all the different high school rankings. AJ is number two. Cameron Boozer is number three. Then you can go down and see Chris Sinak Jr. He went to Houston. He's number 7. So that's 1, 2, 7. Braden Burries is number 9. And Coapete is number 11. So that by my count, that's 5 out of the top 11 went to the Big 12.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
That's pretty good. I prefer, let's look at it. I prefer On 3. And they have AJ DeBonta as their number one. So
yeah, like I said, there's no consensus, and there never will be, because guess what? Ever since the 80s, when it was Street and Smith used to be the magazine.
Oh gosh.
Well, many
really
people make money off of ranking high school athletes. It's a business nowadays. So are there agendas when there's money to be made?
Yeah.
Yes, there are. So I don't think you can ever go to one source. I love On 3. I think 247 is probably my go-to just because it's a composite of all the different ranking sources. Mm-hmm. So you can take throw out the highest and the lowest, and you get a little bit of a better average of a mean of where the people are ranked.
Who do you think is number one between those two players? If you have an interest in high school basketball and college basketball. We can talk about that today. 520-848-1290. Maybe we'll make that our question of the day. Who's the better? Let the folks decide. Who's the better high school prospect in this class of 2025? A.J. DeBonsa or Darren Peterson? Darren Peterson, obviously out of Canton, Ohio. I like my Ohio kids.
He is
sure.
so smooth. Like if you had to and there's impossible to do comps anymore. But Peterson is a bit of a like Rip Hamilton kind of guy. He's like 6'5", 6'6", can get to any spot he wants and can rise up and knock a jumper down right in your face. AJ, on the other hand, is like that 6'9" LeBron type of body where he does a little bit of everything. I will say this. I did watch BYU's preseason game. They played a couple nights ago. They lost. They lost by a point. Every single highlight I saw of A.J. DeBonsa was ISO. He had 30 points, and they lost the game. So I'm not sure Kevin Young's super happy about that. But he is a guy who can do a little bit of everything. Richie Saunders on that team, obviously you'll see some assists from him. But what I saw was him putting his head down and showing the world that I can score on anybody. So he's a monster physical specimen. They're both amazing.
He, in fact, did go to Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy in Northeast Ohio before he transferred out there to Prolific Prep up in Northern California.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I would not, 100 times out of 100, trade Braden Burries for Darren Peterson. I love Braden Burries, so let's just get that straight. I think the two top players that Arizona got, Koa Pete and Braden Burries. I mean, you talk about their resumes, but as far as how it fits within Arizona's offense, I think Braden Burries fits in much better and more seamlessly than Darren Peterson does. I'm just very impressed with his talent at his age. But man, Braden Burries, if you're talking about shooting guards and smooth and occupying, operating in small spaces, like I said with Darren Peterson, very similar style. He might just be a little bit quicker, but I love Braden Burries' game. Amazing player.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch him play for sure. Like I said, the one takeaway I had from him was just the soft touch he had on his jumper in the mid-range, and we'll see if he can maybe parlay that, going back to the conversation we were having about who's going to be that three-point threat. Perhaps I think he hit 4 in the red-blue game, so he showed that a little bit in that game, although he did not show it in the exhibition game. So we'll see if he can maybe be that guy.
In the CIF Open Division State Championship, which is kind of a big deal,
right?
The best schools in all of California, he had 44 in a win. I mean, and if you go watch the tape of that game, you'll see what I mean. It's that Booker style, 1 dribble, 2 dribbles in space or surrounded by players rising straight up and knocking down that 10, 12-footer. He is very adept at that. So that's not something he needs to work on. But as you said, I mean, we'll see about it's a little bit so much of a faster, more physical game. So when you're running around guarding 6'6", 230-pound men, and then you have to rise up DK in the corner and knock down that 3 ball, it's not quite the same as guarding high school players or AAU or whatever. So I think legs are really what it's all about. Conditioning this time of year, you're going to rise up and knock that shot down with confidence after guarding. Because guess what? Big 12, it's DK. It's going to be so crazy this year.
Yeah.
There are so many good teams. I wouldn't be surprised to see 7 or 8 teams in the top 25 by the end of the year.
He was a 36% three-point shooter in high school. At least the last 2 years, it looked like. I'm seeing his last 2 years of stats that he played at Roosevelt High, and he shot 36%. So not over 40, but kind of in that mid that I think 35 is about what you want for a three-point shooter.
33 is 50 on twos, right?
So he was about that. So we'll see if that improves once he gets here or stays about the same for Braden Burries. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll hear from a lot of those folks coming up. We have a busy show over the course of the next 3 hours. It's somewhat going to be Ladies' Day as well. We're going to chat with Kendra Veliz, the head soccer coach at Pima College. She got her 300th career win last night as the ladies took down the Artichokes from Scottsdale. Was up there for that. It was an exciting event. They doused
Do they grow artichokes?
I don't
think you can.
I don't think
do.
Yeah, it might be a little hot to do that there, but I don't quote me on that. So we'll talk to Kendra Veliz about her career. She's in her 24th season as the women's soccer coach up at Pima Aztecs. Also, Molly Lacostica will join us. She is one of the members of the triathlon team at the University of Arizona. They are fast coming up on the moment where they will defend their championship. They are the reigning champions of the NCAA, and they'll have a chance to do that coming up. So we'll talk to Molly about preparations for that and also some international competitions that she's done also recently. And PJ Brown, the former beat writer for Arizona women's basketball over at the Daily Star, is going to join us in the 5 o'clock hour. PJ's got a new gig, and she is going to tell you all about that. DK on the Sports Tip is the show. And speaking of Ladies' Day, we've got our favorite lady. Her name is Cricket, and she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Stone and 6th Street and Stone Avenue. Working 4th Avenue near 29th on 4th Avenue to the north of 29th Street. Backups on westbound Miracle Mile approaching and passing Flowing Wells. And also rush hour travel picking up westbound Ajo at Mission. The low 61, sunny, 84 tomorrow and 91 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
the perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona.
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Is it just me, or has watching television gotten way more complicated than it used to be? There are a million different services, lots of stuff you want to watch but can never find, and don't get me started on the bills. Well, thankfully there's Philo, a better way to TV. For as low as $33 a month, I get the channels I love, MTV, BET, Food Network, you name it, plus everything that AMC Plus has to offer. And guess what? They've added access to HBO Max Basic with ads plan and Discovery Plus, so I can enjoy all the best TV with one subscription. The best part? There are no contracts, no surprise fees, and just one low price. And their DVR is awesome too. I can save everything I love on Philo for up to a year and skip the ads when I rewatch them. That's a total game changer. I signed up directly at philo.tv. That's PHILO.tv, so I could lock in the best price around. Philo's the easiest decision I've ever made. Now the hard one is trying to decide what to binge next.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it.
I choose to ignore that remark.
Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
All your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. New customers, bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo promo code 1290Wildcat. That's promo code 1290Wildcat. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass, plus get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 and over. Arizona only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
At O'Reilly Chevrolet, we love trucks. We love them so much, as a matter of fact, that we've dedicated an entire month to them. And during Truck Month, right now, you can pick up a Chevy Silverado, the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona for the past 3 years. So what are you waiting for? Check us out at O'Reilly Chevrolet on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. See us today and get that new truck at O'Reilly Chevrolet, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
I'm Michael Jenkins, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. We're going to the NHL and taking over 5.5 in the Canadiens-Flames matchup. Flames have been brutal to start this year, 1-6, giving up 3 or more goals in 6 of their 7 games. The Habs are the complete opposite. They've scored 3 or more in 6 of their 7. This is the perfect storm to play over 5.5. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, the NBA is back. Night number 1 last night. Full slate of games tonight. We've got the new version of the NBA, the TNT show is on ESPN now, and we've got that up. It looks kind of the same. Of course, all the people are the same, and the set looks, for the most part, the same. I guess I have to wait for Kenny to go struggling up the steps to highlight some video to know that for sure. Are they still filming this in Atlanta? Do we know? I think everybody's still in Atlanta. Or?
If it's the same exact studio, I would
Has Ernie Johnson ever left Atlanta?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
so.
either been Milwaukee or it's been Atlanta. Those are the 2 spots that Ernie Johnson has ever been in, as far as I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine it has to still be in Atlanta. So there you go. What are they? Does it still have the same name, or did they?
Yeah, it's still inside the NBA.
Inside the NBA, but okay. All right. They're getting ready for a tip-off at the top of the hour in a game which will feature my Cleveland Cavaliers debuting their season against the New York Knicks. Last night, there were 2 games on the docket. The first game was pretty good. We'll get to that in a minute, but let's focus on the second game. That was the game that involved a few Arizona Wildcats. No LeBron James. Could the Lakers take down the Warriors?
Jimmy Butler got them started. Now Curry is trying to keep it rolling, and there's that connection. Butler to Curry for 2. And that's 3 fouls on Draymond Green. And now a foul is going to go against Kuminga, and it's going to be a chance for 3. Luka Magic making an early appearance to wind down the second quarter. Oh, Doncic, a deep one. He's got it. So many battles in Miami and Boston between these 2. Cut off. 4 to shoot. Green swinging. Hield. Another 3. It's good. Buddy Hield stuck on automatic in L.A. Phenomenal performance for Luka Doncic, but it will come up short. He'll dribble out the clock. And your final score, a strong performance to start the season for the Golden State Warriors. They claim it in downtown Los Angeles, 119-109.
Jimmy Butler, 31 points in this game. He went 16 for 16 from the line in the contest. 119-109. Warriors beat the Lakers. Debut in a purple and gold uniform for Arizona Wildcat alum DeAndre Ayton. I won't say grad because he only was here 1 year. But DeAndre Ayton, in his first game as a Laker, played 34 minutes, had 10 points and 6 rebounds. So well below his averages that we talked about yesterday, averaging close to 17 points and 11 rebounds per ball game. Not the start that I'm sure DeAndre Ayton was looking for. Bronny James did not play. Christian Coloco also did not play, the Arizona Wildcat alum, in this game. Luka Doncic, 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, so 1 assist shy of a triple-double to start the season, but we'll take that because our BetMGM Network top player, or at least one of them, last night was Luka, 30-plus points, and he scores 43.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you don't know who Luka Doncic is, he's a guy when his team's down 15 points where he's just going to say, get the hell out of my way. I mean, like, Luka scored 70 points, guys. 70 points in an NBA game. So 30, I think, without LeBron in the lineup, with a somewhat new roster, a lot of new pieces that they're working in. Never surprised, Dragon Ball, to see Luka call his own number. And my experience more recently, younger Luka might have been a little bit more keen to get to the hole himself. I've noticed that he's got that MJ style now, where he defers. He's not looking to score 30 points in the first quarter. First couple of threes drop, he might shoot a fourth. I'm just saying he's not trying to score that many points early. He's trying to, but as soon as the fourth or fifth pass out to the wing, Dragon Ball, where the guy doesn't knock the shot down, that's when he starts because he's all about winning.
It's almost to a point. A friend of mine in college used to describe that as frustrated basketball, where you're trying to be the distributor, trying to be the orchestrator, but guys aren't hitting the shots. Like, okay, since y'all don't want to do it, I'll take care of it. And a lot of that came from the fact that it was just not a great day for the Lakers on the interior because DeAndre Ayton had more than a few times where he hit his jump shot. Again, about 9 feet away from the basket, he's trying to jump shot it, and it's bouncing off the front of the rim. Austin Reeves did not have a particularly great game. 9 of 16, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc, really kind of forced himself to play in the paint, didn't have a really fantastic performance. And Luka ended up having to play pick and roll mostly with Jackson Hayes. That was really the guy that was probably the most effective on it from what I was watching for most of that contest. But it's going to be interesting to see exactly how much does Luka be that deferrer that he wants the other guys to get involved before the season starts to go. Because, again, LeBron's not going to be back for a while. That sciatica is going to be... Yeah, the sciatica is not going to be...
You don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want to have to deal with it. But however long it takes for him to come back from that, you're going to have to see, like the Lakers, how long before they have to say, okay, Luka, you've got to put us in a position to at least have a good enough start to the season.
Yeah, you know you're old when the word sciatica comes into your life. That's the first sign that you are old. So DeAndre, I didn't see any of this game. Did he play well? Did he not play well?
He played the same as he always does, which was fine, and didn't do enough. And what do I mean by that? He went 5 for 7.
Yeah.
So as a career,
shots is not enough.
As a career, he shoots about 11 field goals a game.
Right.
That's gone up and down. In Portland last year, his scoring was way down. I think it was like 12 a game. But 7 field goal attempts from LeBron James is not in there in 34 minutes. That's the big part. If you're only in there for 20 minutes because of foul trouble, whatever. But DA only getting up 7 field goals total in 34 minutes and 6 rebounds, right? I mean, if you're going to ask anything from that dude, it's going to be stand under the basket. He never dunks it, so he's going to lay it up if you're open and get every defensive rebound in your area.
Yeah.
The IQ, it's just still not there. Like just the general principle of where to move on the court, understanding before your mind is asking what you're supposed to be doing. You see a lot of that, a lot of out of position, especially in the defensive sets. Not a great pick and roll defender. I think, again, he needs to feast off of the offense created by Luka, created by, Austin Reeves didn't have a great night last night, but he's very capable of putting up 40 himself and drawing a lot of defensive attention. DA, I don't think will ever be a focal point of other defensive scouting reports, but with the offensive firepower they have, he needs to do more with what opportunities he's given. And as a Suns fan, Dragon Ball, you've heard that story before.
This is the thing with DeAndre going back to his days at the U of A was the conversation was how good is he as a defensive communicator? Not necessarily as a player, but how well does he communicate about the defensive setup? And just every time I was watching him last night, he's quiet. He's watching the ball. He's got his hand on the guy that he's guarding, but he's not communicating. He's not talking about, there's the switch coming. Here, watch the screen. There's no voice coming from underneath the basket when the Lakers were on defense. And if you're a team like the Warriors where the whole offense, J-Dub, is backdoor cuts and going and kicking back out to the top of the key for threes, that's absolutely the quintessential disaster point for the Lakers coaching staff. Because, no, we need you to say something. Because if no one's talking about where the backdoor screen is coming from, we're going to give up baskets in the lane every single time. And Steph took advantage of it. Jimmy Butler took advantage of it. And then when they were finally getting collapsed on underneath the basket on the backdoor cuts, all of a sudden, Buddy Hield was open there. And Buddy Hield, he had another one of his usual Buddy days where he was 5 of 10 from beyond the arc coming off the bench. That's just the kind of thing that the Lakers need to have DeAndre be more vocal on the defensive side of things. He'll eventually get his offense back up, I'm sure, once he gets his sea legs back underneath him. But the defensive communicating has to start picking up for them to want to win games.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what the Lakers' issue, much like the Suns was last year, was just defending because the West, guys, is better than it's ever been. There's a lot of up-and-comers, a lot of young teams that are coming, including the OKC defending champions. Those guys, the average age of that team is 26. Houston's got a lot of great young talent, added KD into that. There's a lot of really good teams, and the Lakers' defense has been their biggest issue. And if DeAndre Ayton can't help with that, DK, then it's going to be a long year full of people wondering why Luka signed a long extension and why you're in LA. Basically the same story as Dallas prior to that finals run was Luka sure is putting up 33, 10, and 10 every night, but not on a winning franchise. And that needs to start with their interior defense and communication, like Dragon Ball said.
Not to mention the other part of this as well. Jackson Hayes, another 7-foot guy, only played 14 minutes, had the same amount of rebounds as DeAndre Ayton did in 34. That can't happen. If you're going to be playing 30-plus minutes, you've got to be able to do more on the boards as a 7-footer than the guy who's only playing about less than half what you're currently getting.
You know, Buddy Hield, when he was the National Player of the Year in college as a senior, he shot 47% from three. So never surprising to see Buddy Hield make 6 threes in a row. That's what he's always done. Always.
All right, so we won with Luka Doncic scoring over 30 points. We had 3 NBA plays last night. We actually, believe this or not, we won on all 3 plays last night. We had Alperen Sengun over 9.5 rebounds in the game between the Rockets and the Thunder. He came home with 11. And we had the Rockets on the line +7. Rockets +7 over the Thunder. That was a 1-point game in double overtime. Not a bad way to start out the NBA season with a game that goes to double overtime.
The very, very first game of the year. Yeah. And between, OKC just won, but they're not resting on their laurels. That's a hungry group. And Houston might be about as hungry a franchise and led by Udoka, he is very fiercely ready to take on whatever challenges come his way and try to stop him. That's his attitude.
Psychotic might be the best way of describing it.
A little bit.
But the other part of it, though, DK, it went to overtime. I would argue that game should not have gone to double overtime. There should have been a technical foul on Kevin Durant at the end of that first overtime for a Chris Webber moment. But they didn't call it because, hey, let's keep the gym open and let's have a little bit more fun here.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did not shoot the ball well from 3, but he got to the basket a little bit better than that, going 11 for 17 from 2 in the game to finish with a game-high 35 points. So we've got another NBA play for you on night number 2.
NBA night number 2. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. We get a full slate of basketball this time around. They're betting both sides of the Cavs-Knicks game. Elsewhere, the most popular NBA side, the Detroit Pistons, -2.5 at the Bulls. They're also going in on the Celtics and T-Wolves as small favorites. I'm Joe Ostrowski from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, so we're not going to touch the Knicks and the Cavs since people are betting on both sides of that. We don't want anything to do with that. But we will take... Here's what we're going to do, because we probably should have done this last night. Because we won all 3 of our bets last night, we should have parlayed those bets last night because we bet them separately. So we won $31.27 last night. If we had parlayed those 3 games, Alperen Sengun over 9.5 rebounds, Luka 30-plus points, and the Rockets +7, we'd have won $64.75.
Counterpoint.
If we had parlayed those last night.
Counterpoint. When was the last time that we went 3-0?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Because it requires all 3 to go your way for a parlay.
Let's go ahead and let's just be happy with the wins.
I'm pretty happy.
Be happy with the wins.
I'm also happy to see Dalen Terry, and I hope that he does well for the Bulls.
Yes.
He's a third string still, is what they have him on the roster chart. I don't know when or where that's going to change. Isaac Okoro and Kevin Huerter, that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both ahead of him at the small spot for the Bulls. But, one of these days, Dalen Terry's going to get a shot.
Let's hope so. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to parlay tonight. Okay, so you heard the report there. Pistons minus 2.5 over the Bulls. So we're going to parlay that with Celtics minus 4.5 over the Sixers and Timberwolves minus 4.5 over the Blazers. So we're going to parlay those three games at plus 567. So our $12.90 bet brings us home 70 because we got to try to catch up here. We're still $340 a week because we won 31 back last night. So we're still $341 in the hole.
Could we switch one of those out with Cooper Flag over 7 assists?
Ooh.
Because he's starting
we can add
at
that
point guard. Point guard, DK. They're starting him at point guard tonight.
Okay.
We can add that as a DK network, Bet DK network free play.
I was about to say that sounds absurd, but I remember Kyrie Irving is still out.
Yes.
So that has to be the way that goes. Okay, that's a good.
So they're gonna have Cooper Flag at the 1, Klay Thompson at the 2, and a bunch of bigs. It's very Houston-esque. If you saw their lineup last night, it was 4 6'11" guys and a 6'7" guy. But yeah, Cooper Flag as of today. Jason Kidd, one of the best point guards I ever saw with my own 2 eyes in college. Watched him at Cal, but in the NBA, apparently Jason Kidd is confident enough in the number 1 overall pick, the 18-year-old, remember, he doesn't just turned 18, as running the point in his first NBA game tonight.
All right, we'll come back to that. In the 4 o'clock hour. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. We're going to talk some Pima women's soccer with the head coach, Kendra Valiz, who won her 300th game last night. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Crashes reported 6th and Stone Avenue and 6th Street, 4th Avenue near 29th on 4th Avenue to the north of 29th Street. Some slowing for traffic on Campbell at Glen. There's road work there. You could use Mountain Avenue or Tucson Boulevard instead. Backups westbound Miracle Mile approaching Flowing Wells. 61, the overnight low, sunny, 84 tomorrow and 91 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
Is it just me, or has watching television gotten way more complicated than it used to be? There are a million different services, lots of stuff you want to watch but can never find, and don't get me started on the bills. Well, thankfully there's Philo, a better way to TV. For as low as $33 a month, I get the channels I love, MTV, BET, Food Network, you name it, plus everything that AMC Plus has to offer. And guess what? They've added access to HBO Max Basic with ads plan and Discovery Plus, so I can enjoy all the best TV with one subscription. The best part? There are no contracts, no surprise fees, and just one low price. And their DVR is awesome too. I can save everything I love on Philo for up to a year and skip the ads when I rewatch them. That's a total game changer. I signed up directly at philo.tv. That's PHILO.tv, so I could lock in the best price around. Philo is the easiest decision I've ever made. Now the hard one is trying to decide what to binge next.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward, so listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero!
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco.
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. 2 powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Next Roll is a groundbreaking podcast created and executive produced by Vernon Davis.
Combining cinematic storytelling with thought-provoking conversations.
The series explores the transformative journeys of athletes, artists, comedians, and entrepreneurs
as they redefine their careers and push their creative boundaries.
Next Roll isn't about what's next.
It's about the fear they had to fight through, the resilience, and what they had to do to achieve everything at the highest level possible.
Next Roll with Vernon Davis.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute. Tom Izzo is confused and frustrated with the NCAA for allowing 2 former G League players to play in college this season. Whether he's right or wrong on the topic, I appreciate the Michigan State coach reminding people that, quote, kids aren't the problem, we're the problem. It's the power brokers who communicate poorly and make inconsistent decisions, leading to all of our confusion and frustration. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, it was a great night last night up at on West Anklam Road. Pima Soccer, both the men and the women played against Scottsdale, both sides coming away with victories. The ladies played first, and their victory for sophomore night was also the 300th career win for their head coach, Kendra Veliz, who joins us now on the program. Kendra, you've had a night to sleep on it now. You've had a night to dry off from your water bath that the girls gave you. Any new reflections on 300 wins after sleeping on it for a night?
No, I just would say overall it was a very memorable night for everybody, especially it being sophomore night. So I don't think it could have happened at a better time.
You know, we were talking last night, Kendra, after the match, and you talked about how you came there to be an assistant coach, and then all of a sudden they dropped the head coaching mantle on you. Did you think that eventually you would be a head coach? What was your path initially looking like in terms of when you thought, oh, yeah, when you took the job as an assistant, maybe in 5 years, I might be able to be at a level where I could be the head coach? What was kind of the path you were thinking along back when you first started there?
Actually, as I had mentioned last night, Chris Hawkins was the head coach at the time, and he was a very well-known local coach that I wanted to work under to learn from. So that really was my original purpose, was to learn from somebody that I looked up to as a coach.
So what was your background? Had you coached in high school when you took the job?
No, I had returned from school. I went to school back east, and when I returned, a friend of mine was approached to coach a youth team. That was Marianne Aguiar, and I said, Marianne, please do it. I'll be your assistant coach. And that's kind of how I started into coaching, and we were just coaching a youth team at the time, which was Tucson United. And that's how I started with coaching, and I was just coaching the youth teams and working full time at a electrical contracting company. So it was just something I was doing, part time.
How long did it take you to get? And we mentioned that you kind of the job kind of fell to you when Chris decided to leave. But how long did it take you to get comfortable with being a head coach?
Probably that first year. It helped. Like I said, Chris had put together a great team of recruits. And so I really had to learn the ropes, not of soccer so much, but really sort of the operations management part of it. I was new to recruiting, wasn't really sure how all that worked. And then also just the backups, the behind the scenes stuff, the preparation, that sort of thing. And actually Dave Cosgrove was a big help to me at the time because, obviously he was the men's coach, and he helped me with all the behind the scenes stuff.
Kendra Veliz is joining us, the head coach at Pima College. The win last night, 2-1 over Scottsdale, was the 300th of her career. There's been some really successful seasons along the way. Double-digit wins in 19 of those 24 seasons that you have been the head coach, obviously including this year. And you guys have really kind of come on in the last, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 weeks. Things have really kind of started to come together. What have you liked about just kind of how this team has evolved, this year's team has evolved from start to finish, or at least start to this point?
Yeah, it's a process. So, how your schedule is set up can make a difference to how the results end up. But it's definitely a process, and I feel like this team has bought into it, and really, that was a huge battle last night, and I just think they proved that they're there to battle. And so, that's a characteristic that I really love about this team.
Did you ever think, I guess, was there a point when you kind of started to think about the whole 300 win thing? Was it last year? Like, wow, I'm kind of getting close to a pretty significant number. Do you think about stuff like that?
I normally don't. I will say, because we put together a program every year.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to update my record in that program. And I must have been at 290. And so I thought, it could possibly happen this year. But then once the season started, I didn't think about it at all.
Yeah, that 1 year when you guys, obviously best year, 21, you guys went 21-2-1. What was special about that club?
I'm trying to think of if that was the 2007 year. Is that what you're referring to?
I didn't get a year on that, but I think it was recently. Yeah, it's in the last maybe 10 or 15 years. That wasn't. I don't think it was the club that went to the.
My
I don't
memory's
think it
not
was.
that good, but
I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure that was not the club that went to the national. That got to the championship game. I think that was another club.
okay. There was a 2017 that I believe we only had a loss and a tie. So when you say that record, it sounds like it was them, and that was an amazing team. I can't say enough good about that team. They were. I had other coaches comment about how, confident that team was, and one of the coaches said that we had won the game before the game even started, just in the way that they prepared for it. And that team was special. Kaylin Jackson, Denise Gordon, just to name a few, Kelsey Newell. Just amazing local players that all came together on that team, which, you could give props to the local coaches for that trained them. And then when they came together, they just, they were like a refuse to lose type of team. And the one team they had tied the whole season was the one team they wanted to play again in the playoffs. And it's a day I'll never forget when we found out we were going to be playing them. And, I got kind of nervous. I'm like, oh, wow, the only team we tied is going to be tough. And they jumped for joy because they wanted to beat the only team they had tied.
Kendra Veliz is our guest, women's soccer coach over at Pima College. Kendra, you mentioned your roster. Your roster, especially this year, is pretty much primarily all girls from Southern Arizona with a few girls from Casa Grande and the like sprinkled in. Have you ever had a roster with a significant amount of players from outside the area?
No. They've always mainly been Tucson and, Southern Arizona. We did have one girl. She transferred from U of A. That was from out of state. I want to say Washington, but now I'm not even sure. But there have been, one or two on each team, but we've had a couple Sierra Vista, which is still, I guess, considered Southern
local.
Arizona.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you think you could build a program like that with primarily local talent?
From the beginning, I think it's getting harder because of the influx of international students at our level. But I think our local soccer group is pretty talented, and we have some good coaches in the club. So, yeah.
Kendra, you publicly battled breast cancer over the course of the last, probably about 10 years. Where are you in your journey there? I know you were cancer-free back maybe about 2019. Have you continued to stay healthy along that line?
I hit my 5-year mark last year, so that's
awesome.
a big, that's a big, trying to think of the word, milestone in, that post-cancer journey. So, that was a good moment for me, for sure.
What did the girls mean to you when you were going through that?
It meant a lot. They were very supportive. Also, just the staff and administration at Pima was amazingly supportive. Dave Cosgrove, very supportive. So I was lucky to have, not only my family, but the Aztec family all along the way.
So you've mentioned Dave obviously a couple times, longtime head coach of the men's team at Pima. Give me one piece of advice that he's given you, and give me one piece of advice that you've given him.
That's a difficult question. I don't know. I really do look up to him as a big brother, and sometimes, it's funny how our seasons mirror each other. So, it's not uncommon for me to talk over things with him or ask his advice. But, he is probably one of my biggest cheerleaders, if that doesn't sound funny. But yeah, I can't think of anything in particular at the moment. You know, sometimes, you know, at this point, we'll again just bounce things off of each other, or more or less, he'll ask me administrative stuff more than anything.
Well, think about that question. We'll come back to that one next time we chat.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, Kendra, congratulations. 300 wins. Now the road to 400 begins, and I'm sure it won't be too long before we get there as well. You think you're going to do this for a long time?
I hope so.
Wait. I think we're at 24 years. Next year will be 25. So you're young. We can get to 40 years as a coach, yeah?
Yeah, we'll see, but I definitely feel very blessed to, you know, have the position I have and the people around me. So, yeah, definitely blessed.
There you go. I know Phoenix College is on the horizon. Always a big game. Best of luck there. And as you guys get into postseason mode here in a few weeks, Kendra.
Yes, it'll be exciting. Some really good teams in our region. So should be a good, exciting playoff.
There you go. Kendra Valise. She's the head coach of your Pima women's soccer team. They got one regular season game at Mesa coming up on Saturday, and then the Region 1 Division 2 semifinals and finals will be the weekend of Halloween. We'll see exactly where, hopefully, if they get that number 1 seed, all of that will be right here in Southern Arizona. Dragon Ball is here. He's got everything happening in sports in our area, as well as around outside of our area, the place known as the world.
Again, yesterday was Arizona women's basketball. Today it was the men's side over at Big 12 Media Days, as Tommy Lloyd and the Cats gave their thoughts on what to expect from this year's Big 12 season, as well as some storylines surrounding them. One topic that came up was Arizona point guard Jaden Bradley, who Tommy Lloyd was quick to discuss his relationship with the former Alabama product.
JB's somebody I really appreciate and really value. And you're right, he is underrated. And you know, how do you handle that as a head coach? Yeah. Do I get out and make all these crazy proclamations and say he's the best point guard in the country and all these things? You know, I mean, for sure I could. And it would be sound to say that. But JB's also someone who's not, like, you know, fighting for the spotlight. He wants to do his job. He wants to serve the team. He wants to represent his family, and he does an amazing job at all those.
Is that DJ Tommy providing his own little groove underneath his own soundbite there?
I would like to think that it probably could be the one making the soundbite bed for that one. But reminder that Arizona's next exhibition game will be on Monday against Embry-Riddle. Tip-off slated for about 7 p.m. for that game. The Diamondbacks will be watching to see if assistant general manager Emil Sade will be joining with the division rival Colorado Rockies with their open GM position, as Sade was listed as a finalist for the position today. Again, Sade, if you remember, was in charge of day-to-day operations for the club back in 2021 when GM Mike Hazen was absent during his wife's battle with brain cancer. He has been with the franchise since 2017. Starting off with a bang last night, the NBA saw the Thunder survive a back-and-forth affair with the new-look Rockets and Kevin Durant as SGA managed to salt the game away with 2 late free throws in the second overtime period to celebrate their banner night with a victory. Later, Luka Doncic nearly collected a 40-point triple-double, but he did not get this year off with a win as Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry led the Warriors to a win with some extra help from Buddy Hield with his 5 threes off the bench. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, before we go to the break here, real quick, I need to get you this keyword for the 5K Day giveaway. You got 2 minutes to get this keyword in. I'm going to give you another one after 4 o'clock. The keyword right now is SCORE. 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 Score big. Win $1,000. Text SCORE to 95819. You got about 2 minutes to do so.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Some slowing on River Road at Campbell. Also expect some busy traffic on Campbell near Glen for road work. Collisions, Country Club south of Prince Road, some slowing there. Also clearing 4th Avenue north of 29th Street, 6th Street, and Stone Avenue. 61 the overnight low, sunny, 84 tomorrow, and 90 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com StapleStore.com/print for details. Ends November 1st. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So, I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-approved collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials. And for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
1 in 8 women will face breast cancer. But the Breast Cancer Research Foundation is changing that. With breakthroughs in prevention and treatment, we're not just saving lives, we're rewriting the future, giving those diagnosed more time to not just survive, but thrive. This is the moment. This is the mission. Support breast cancer research until 1 in 8 is none in 8.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our show on this Wednesday, Hump Day. So glad you could be with us. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us. You can text us at either of those numbers. We'd be happy to talk to you about any of the things we've talked about to this point. Congratulations to Kendra Veliz on winning her 300th game in her career last night. And it happened, what was cool about it was it happened on sophomore day. That's the day that the club honors their sophomores, junior college, obviously. The ladies only play 2 years there before some of them move on to play at four-year institutions. Some of them will conclude their playing careers. We had a chance to catch up after the contest last night with a couple of the young ladies. Let's hear it right now from Brooke Valencia, who is the goalkeeper for the Pima women's soccer team. She is one of the sophomores on the squad, and I chatted with Brooke after the 2-1 win over Scottsdale. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we got Brooke Valenzuela here. Brooke, what does it mean to get this win for Coach, her 300th win tonight?
Honestly, it's everything for the team. It means so much to not just us, but for Kendra herself. It's such a huge accomplishment. And on our sophomore night, so it's just such a great thing for everyone. It was such a team play that nothing could beat that.
Yeah, obviously this was a team that you guys battled first time around. What was kind of the keys going in that you guys felt like you needed to do to win tonight?
Intensity, physicality, definitely being mentally stronger than the other team. Just all mental warfare at this point was just who can come out on top. So.
What would you like about the way your defense kind of handled things out there in front of you tonight?
Oh, I love my defense. I will die for them any day, and I love how our connection and our chemistry is just so great that I love my defense no matter what, and they just played their hearts out, and they just did their absolute best, and I love them for it.
Sophomore night's always special for this program here. What does it mean for you tonight?
For me, I've been playing the sport for a long time, and I'm glad I've made it this far. So it's definitely such an important night for me and my family.
Who all's out here supporting you tonight?
I got my grandma, my boyfriend, and all my friends and family.
Did Grandma give you any sage advice tonight?
She actually did sage me before. But you know, grandmas just being grandmas.
What's going to be key for this club down the stretch?
Honestly, just being there for each other. I feel like just being able to connect with each other and not being so frustrated and just being there at the end.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right. Brooke Valenzuela after the match last night. Grandma putting that sage on you. You know a little bit about that Dragon Ball. Grandma putting sage on you, right?
I mean, there's a little bit of grandma, but also the girlfriend likes to do that too. So that's been a new thing too.
Oh,
it's between
she's
saging.
out there saging for great things for you as well.
Well, sage. There's a lot of candles, and then there's also a lot of like the little sticks, the incense and stuff like that. So I've been getting used to a lot of new scents around the house.
Oh boy! All right, there you go. Do you like the scent? Are you into scents? Are you?
I'm not.
I grew up with incense, you know.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not against any of it. It's just that when there's so many going on at once, it becomes to be a little bit overpowering.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, well there you go. At least you're feeling good and everything's good. Right there you go. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I want to get back to what we were talking about in the first hour. Jada brought up the fact that one of the big games tonight on the full schedule of the NBA is going to be the San Antonio Spurs and the Dallas Mavericks. And I mentioned we told you that we're taking a parlay tonight. Pistons -2.5 over the Bulls. Celtics -4.5 over the Sixers. T-Wolves -4.5 over the Blazers. So we're going to parlay those three at 567. So our $12.90 bet there could get us back $73.18 if we can get that parlay to hit like we went 3. So we need to go 3-0 at least on that bet tonight, much like we did last night. We'll start to maybe get back under $300 in the hole. That would be nice. But we do have a couple of other prop plays for you. We've got in that game, Victor Wembanyama is going to be, this is season 3, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Season 3 for Victor?
Yeah, he had an issue last year, so he only played about 2/3 of the year.
Exactly. Had to sit out for a part of that. So we've got, of course, he is a walking double-double. a triple-double, really, is Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, you might run out of doubles by the time his career's over because, I mean, I think it was Akeem, I want to say, was the first quadruple, but it's possible to get 5 counting stats, 10 or more. That could happen one day, and he will be the one to do it.
So we're going to go Victor Wembanyama over 13-plus rebounds tonight. 13-plus rebounds for Victor Wembanyama at plus 185. So we got a lot of plus bets tonight. So that bet could get us back $23.87, $23.87 if Victor Wembanyama can grab 13 boards. Now, you said in the last hour, Cooper Flagg's going to be playing probably a lot of point guards. So what was the number you said? 7?
No, it's 4.5 is what I'm seeing officially. So 4.5 over under assists for Cooper Flagg in game 1 of his NBA career.
Okay.
What I said personally, I was just throwing numbers out there because he's going to be playing point guard. That's my point. But yeah, 4.5 is the number I'm seeing for his assists total.
So we're gonna do, because we can do. They give you like some different choices here. We're gonna do the 5+. So basically, he is 4.5, 5 or over right now, sitting at 110. So we'll make that a Bet DK special that we'll put on this tonight. So plus 110 on 5+ assists for Cooper Flagg tonight. And see if we can hit on that one.
I mean, Cooper is known to go to the rim hard, but you can't do that when Wemby's in the game. So my guess is a little bit more like step backs, and he can get busy. He had some really nice moves in the preseason, but he's a very willing passer. The question is, can an 18-year-old who should be a freshman in college right now adapt to the speed and quickness and size? Because the NBA is just different. I mean, those are the best of the best of the best of the best, and they all know what they're doing out there. So I think it'll take him a little bit of time. I wouldn't be surprised to see his turnover numbers be upside down with his assists early in the season because he's going to see a lot of ball pressure. Guess what the number 1 draft picks in the NBA get? Everybody's best shot every single night of the year.
You think?
People are coming for him. So,
and let's not forget, you've also got to wonder about how well is Stephen Castle going to do in regards to guarding against Cooper Flagg, because I would imagine Stephen Castle is going to be the number 1 perimeter defender for the Spurs going into this season, at least from their starting rotation, because then you've also got Dylan Harper, and then you've also got Carter Bryant a little bit down on the bench there, Keldon Johnson. I mean, it's going to be tough trying to get into the interior only to have Victor Wembanyama waiting for you in San Antonio this season.
All right, so those are all of we've got a bunch of NBA plays tonight. So we got the parlay. We got Vic 13+ rebounds. We got Cooper 5+ assists tonight. That's a Bet DK special. Free play. We'll call it a free play. Free play. I'll never forget. I did a remote out at Casino del Sol one year during the Super Bowl, and this lady just kept walking around yelling, "Free play, free play, free play." I'm like, what is going on with that lady and her free play? So that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it a Bet DK's free play. That's when I give you a free one there to play along with whatever we get from BetMGM Network. Also, we've got some hockey. I think we had a hockey play last week for the season opener, but I don't think we've had many since then. Canadians and Flames tonight, over 6 goals. This is also a plus play. Canadians and Flames, over 6 goals at plus 100, so that's an even 12.90 to win 12.90. The Flames this year are not off to a good start, so I can imagine that
no one in the Pacific Division is off to a good start. You've got some divisions in NHL right now where it's about 4 or 5 teams potentially are in double digits for points already.
Gosh.
There's only one team with 10 or more points in the Pacific Division. That would be the Vegas Golden Knights.
I have one question. Are your boys going to have a winning season this year?
This season, I'm hoping they do.
The Penguins?
I feel like they
had a losing record last year.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, Penguins never are bad. They've always been good my whole life.
Yeah,
so
no,
that losing record, got to come back from that proud fan base.
This is the last real run I can think of with that trio of Letang, Crosby, and Malkin, because they're all on the wrong side of 30 now.
You know what makes me feel
40.
old is to think of Crosby being old.
Yeah,
right? Like, it's those things. It's like, wasn't he just drafted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember going back to the last 2 Stanley Cup runs that they had where it was Sidney Crosby, and then he was playing with 2 18-year-olds, one in Connor Sheary and Jake Gensel. And I thought to myself, wow, Sid the Kid is now on a line with Sid and the kids.
Sid the Unk.
Sid the Unk with the kids.
Gosh. All right. All right. So Canadians and Flames over 6 goals. The Flames have allowed 3 or more goals in 6 of their 7 games this year. The Habs have scored 3 or more in 6 of their 7. So take the over 6 at plus 100 on that one. So a full slate of BetMGM Network top plays for you tonight. All right. We welcome in the 4th member of our team. Cricket is here with us. Cricket, so did you were you a part of that whole we had a big extravaganza thing this weekend that our station did? It was called Boots in the Park.
Oh no, I was not.
Did you not go to that?
No.
Is that not one of your things? Or
well, I mean, I could
were
have
you
gone.
Invited?
I was invited. No, darn it.
Because
What
they
are you
don't.
talking
Because
about?
people always get invited to stuff around here. You know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so because I heard they had a wedding. So who's ordained? We have ordained people here in the building. Apparently,
Shannon.
Is she the only one, or
she's the only one I know of. Maybe
Okay.
someone else might be that I don't know.
okay?
but
so
I know she is.
Is that a tough process to get to be ordained?
It depends
to-
on what church you're talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you can get ordained in Dudism by just filling out something online.
Dudism. What is Dudism?
It's the Church of the Dude.
Oh,
Duh. Duh.
I'm the dude.
The dude.
Oh,
The
dude.
dude.
The dude.
Do or dude? D-U-D-E.
D-U-D-E.
The Dude is a
The
character
Dude.
from The Big Lebowski,
Oh,
a very
okay.
famous movie. And I'm not joking, there's literally
I
a
have-
church and literally ordained ministers. This is a thing. And you
Dudism.
can get it online, yeah.
Now, the funny thing, though, about that, DK, when you're talking about the wedding that we had at Boots the Park, one thing that was very clear that I actually got asked about it because of the Sunday shifts I do with Kim. I had to mention this to somebody. It's not legally binding. You still have to go ahead and do the
Really?
legal processing to it. So
Well, you have to sign.
Sign
yeah,
the-
you have
right.
to sign.
Yeah, so just because Shannon Black is ordained does not mean that she officially gets you married. They went through the ceremony, but you still got to do the hard work.
Like the marriage license and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
no, you have to do that anyway.
Anyway,
Though. Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's so. But you don't. They don't have to go get married again to somebody real because Shannon is real, right?
She is, yeah, but
She's
they still
real.
have to.
I
like,
saw her
do
this
some
morning,
footwork.
so she's real.
She's real. I know
Shannon
that.
is real. Shannon
She's
is
for
in
sure
fact real.
real.
But she is a real ordained or person.
Minister, yeah.
But this is just to do weddings. Like she's not going around doing other like.
I don't
she's
imagine
not
Shannon is
baptizing
doing
people and that kind of
exorcisms
thing
or
underwater
anything like that.
like that.
Yeah, I don't think Shannon's doing exorcisms or anything like that anytime soon.
I would hope she's not doing. I don't know. Shannon's kind of crazy. She might be doing exorcisms over there.
You said it. I didn't. You said that. I did not.
Noted.
Noted. I'm sure I'll hear about that Friday morning when I go on their show for sure.
I could tell him if you want. If you want something to talk about.
Okay. I'm sure you will. So I may have to look into doing that. That sounds like I know some people that have done that are ordained. I don't. It sounds like fun. So I could. Is it kind of like? I guess it would kind of like. Chops the DJ guy. I kind of just like I just put myself out for sale and people can hire me and I can make some extra
Don't
money.
you
right?
have busy enough weekends?
Yeah, I know, I was going to say.
Like, here's the thing. If you don't own a pickup truck, unless you're happy helping your buddies move because you own a pickup
tell
truck.
people you have a pickup truck. But if you absolutely have to learn how to do it, I can ask my dad and he can talk to you because my father's also ordained.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so are you using him when you get married? When are you getting married?
We're not in that. We're not talking about that yet. We're not talking about that.
Oh,
Yeah. We got to finish the moving in process. Let's get that done
Yeah,
first.
you're already like building a house together, so you might as well just kind of finish it off and get married,
Why
right?
not?
Well, might as
Come
well.
on, what are you waiting on, Dragon Ball? Not getting any younger, right? Come on now.
Sadly, this is true.
You can wait like me and not get married till you're 42. So, all right. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with you all day. It's a room full of single people here, so at least some of us are single, or single for a long time, kind of thing. All right. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collision on Miracle Mile near Fairview. Some slowing Ajo and Keno for roadwork. Campbell and Glen. Now, westbound Glen west of Campbell closed. Westbound Glen west of Alvernon closed. Use Fort Lowell instead. Traffic on Campbell at Glen down to one lane. Expect backups. You could use Mountain Avenue or Tucson Boulevard instead. 61 the low, sunny, 84 tomorrow, and 90 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks.
Handcrafted with their signature espresso.
A real pumpkin sauce.
Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon,
And nutmeg.
PSL. Get it while it's hot.
Or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address. And our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
Here's your shot at winning $1,000. It's $5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290. Text the national keyword FAST right now to 95819. That's FAST to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please don't text and drive.
Your shot at $5K a day is happening now. Listen for the national keyword 5 times each weekday. Then text the keyword to 95819. 5 winners, $1,000 each. $5K a day.
Big color, bigger savings. It's Sherwin-Williams' biggest super sale. Get 40% off paints and stains October 17th through the 27th with prices starting at $29.39. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we're here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero! To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet. I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Wahoo!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco!
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
All your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. New customers, bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code 1290 Wildcat. That's promo code 1290 Wildcat. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass, plus get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 and over. Arizona only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
I'm
Taylor Bisciotti with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles confirmed after Monday night's loss that wide receiver Mike Evans suffered a broken clavicle and will miss most of the remainder of the season. Elsewhere, the Vikings are going with Carson Wentz at quarterback Thursday night when they face the Chargers, according to head coach Kevin O'Connell. This will be Wentz's 5th straight start for the Vikings, while J.J. McCarthy remains sidelined with the ankle injury he suffered week 2. Also, Jets owner Woody Johnson gave his full support to head coach Aaron Glenn at the league meetings on Tuesday. Johnson said he believes in Glenn and has always been a fan of him. The Jets have started 0-7 in Glenn's first season. And the Eagles are getting a familiar face back. Defensive end Brandon Graham has come out of retirement and signed with Philadelphia. Graham had spent his entire 15-year career with the Eagles before retiring in March. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Hey, at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find this Halloween.
Me thirsty.
Oh, hey, Frankenstein. Did you enjoy that Cabernet?
Oh, good. Want margarita?
Well, all the villagers are raving about this tequila.
Ooh.
And we have it at the lowest price in town.
Economical.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we are coming up on the end of the triathlon season. We've got the NCAA West National Qualifier coming up this weekend for the Arizona Wildcats, and then the National Championships will be 2 weeks after that up in Tempe, Arizona. Let's check back in with Arizona Triathlon. Pleased to be joined by one of the juniors on the squad. Molly Lakustiak is joining us now. And Molly, it's been, did I get that right, by the way?
Yes, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Lakustiak. It's been a while since we had a chance to talk to you guys after the duel in the desert. And first, I want to ask you about that. Obviously, it was the first home meet for you guys, Molly. Just how did you feel about that whole day, the competition for the team, and the way that event went for U of A?
Yeah, it was just such a surreal experience to be able to bring triathlon to our home turf, basically. So yeah, everyone was super excited. We got a really good turnout, and overall, it was just an amazing day for us.
Yeah, and I thought what was really cool to me was the kind of the relay part of it. I had never seen kind of like a triathlon or relay event. How often have you guys had a chance to do that in competition here at U of A, and had you done something like that before?
U of A, it's not very often because in NCAA we don't have relays. I think we're trying to maybe push for it a little bit more because they are super fun and they're super exciting to watch. But it's an event in World Triathlon, but it's a mixed team relay instead. So we're a little bit used to the format, but to bring it to NCAA it would be really cool. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of, and how do you, I guess, is it different? How do you approach that event differently than, say, you would? Because that came right after the main event that Saturday on campus. I would imagine you guys had to quickly recover and get rid of it. How do you approach an event like that differently? It's definitely shorter and more fast-paced, so you got to be a little more alert and aware of what's going on, but it's also, you get to race for your team rather than just for yourself. So I feel like it makes everyone have a bit more of a edge, sort of say. So yeah, it's super fun, super energetic. It's a blast for sure.
Molly Lakustiak is joining us, Arizona Triathlon. They've got the West National Qualifiers coming up. One of the reasons why they had a month off is because the World Championships were going on. That took place last weekend in Canada. How did that event go for you, Molly?
It was in Australia, but it was amazing. I had never been to Australia before, so it was a super cool experience. it was also my first Worlds as well for U23. So I had no expectations, but it was blown out of the water. I had so much fun. And to travel with our team and not only compete for Team Canada, but also for represent your University of Arizona, it was really cool.
Yeah, I got that wrong. You competed for Canada, but the event, like you mentioned, was in Australia. What's that like for you to compete for your country?
It's such an honor. And we work so hard during the year to move up the ranks as best we can. So to be able to rep the Maple Leaf for the Americans, the U.S., it's just an honor and a privilege.
Now, Molly, you are from Saskatchewan. Is the town known as Regina?
Yes.
Regina, Saskatchewan. Tell us a little bit about your town, where you're from, and what's special about that town.
Yeah, it's a smaller town in Canada, but it's the capital of Saskatchewan, so a lot of people know about it. But yeah, triathlon's not that big there. It's more of a hockey town. So to say that I'm competing internationally for triathlon, a lot of people don't know what that means. But it's always a privilege to rep them and to have my team at home as well. So I grew up doing triathlon since I was 10, so I've been in it for a long time. But
so then, how did you start doing it?
I did track in elementary school, and then was obviously on club swim team. And then I met the triathlon coach in my hometown. He had this little group going when I was 10, 11, and then he just picked me up and was like, "Hey, I think you'd be really good at this." So I kind of just grew up with a whole bunch of other little kids that wanted to swim, bike, and run. So it just stuck.
So now you started your collegiate life at the University of Regina. Were you looking to try to get to an American school? How did that all come about, and how did U of A come into the picture for you?
Well, when I did my first freshman year in Canada, the University of Arizona didn't have a triathlon team. It wasn't a thing. So I never really looked at NCAA. I was pretty ready just to stay in Canada, do my schooling at home, and then I was on the track team there, so I was just going to finish track for the 4 years. But then I met Wes at one of the World Triathlon races in Sarasota in Florida the year before I committed, or the year of I committed, I guess. And he was like, "We'd love to have you on the team. I hope you can make it." And ever since then, I met with him a couple times, and I thought it'd be a cool experience. So my team and my family at home told me to go for it and try for a year. And yeah, I've never looked back. It's been a blast. I'm very grateful I got this opportunity. So
Molly Lukastiuk is our guest. She's a junior at the University of Arizona. She finished last year. You finished 6th at the national championships, obviously.
Yes.
So what's the goal this year for you? Top 3? Get on the podium?
A podium would be amazing, but overall we just want to get our team the best points possible and to take home the national championship again. So that's our plan. We're going to try our best and put it out there and see what happens. But we've been training really well, and everyone's getting excited for it. So I think we're in a good spot.
All right, so this week's event, the West Qualifier, what does that entail in terms of the process that leads to the national championships coming up here in about 3 weeks?
Yeah, for sure. The regionals is our first race of the championship season, so it's kind of our last race before nationals to get ready for everything. But basically, we just need everyone to place as high as possible so that we have to individually qualify for nationals rather than a team qualification. So everyone's kind of aiming to place as best they can, and then in ranking from the past couple races in the last month or so, you'll get a individual ranking, and then if it's high enough to go to nationals, you'll go. So, and then 7 of us get to compete at nationals. So hopefully we qualify as many as we can, and then see how it goes from there.
And obviously, obviously you're in the top. I would think in the top group on the team. I mentioned finished 6th last year, but anything can happen. You could fall. Obviously, I think we talked to one of the young ladies. I believe it was Margareta Vrablova, who had a crash earlier this year. So that's a possibility in this, and that could take you right out of that qualification process if you have an accident like that.
Yeah, very scary to think about. So, yeah, we just want everyone to try and stay as safe and healthy as possible. So the main goal is to get everyone across that line on Sunday. But other than that, we want to have the best race we can. So.
I would imagine you mentioned earlier in the interview, Molly, when we're talking about the relay process, how you kind of have to be a little bit more aware out there. I would imagine that's mostly when you're on the bike is when you have to be, your awareness has to be a little bit more than say when you're running or swimming.
Yeah, for sure. I think your split-second decisions on the bike cost a little bit more than they do in the swim and the run, so it's definitely more important to be more aware. And then also a lot of, breaks and dramatic things can happen, like packs can pull away and people can split. So you always want to be as aware as you can on the bike.
So being from Canada, did you ever play any hockey growing up? Did you have brothers that played hockey?
Yes, I have an older brother, and he was in everything. He played baseball, hockey, basketball, football too. So I did track and swimming from such a young age that I kind of didn't really ever get into hockey, which people would say I'm not Canadian, but it's okay.
Can you skate?
I can skate. My dad used to build a rink in our backyard every winter. So I know how to skate and I know how to ski, but yeah, he'd flood our yard basically.
Oh, wow. So have you ever been, so you've been in Tucson how long now? About 2 years?
This is my 3rd year, yeah.
Have you ever been down to the ice rink downtown during Christmas time?
I have not, but I've been told it's a lot of fun.
You got to check that out and then let me know if it's
Gotta check it out?
Yeah, you just check it out. Let me know if it's good ice to skate on. You can come back and say no, I wouldn't. That's my dad builds a better ice rink than that. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
But
I'll go and I'll
should check it out. You should check it out and let us know what you think. For sure. Hey, Molly, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Best of luck this weekend. Like I said, let's make sure everybody's healthy and gets through. How many? One quick question: How many ladies do you think will be able to qualify off your roster?
We're hoping the whole roster. So
wow.
I believe 10 of us are going. So we're hoping all of them qualify. But then the hard decision comes down to Wes when he can only pick 7 people can race nationals, and you get 1 alternate. So
even if all 10 qualify,
but that's not for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, if all 10 qualify, not everybody gets to go to nationals.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well,
a little bit bittersweet, but
yeah, I'm sure you'll be in that mix, because we have high expectations for you, Molly.
Thank you so much.
Hey, good luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, of course. See you later. Bye.
Molly Lacustiak from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. I guess she's now actually a senior. I think I said she was a junior. She's actually now a senior on the triathlon team here at the University of Arizona. Last year she was a junior because she did the first year back home in Canada. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Good luck to all of those ladies coming up this weekend. That event is down in Fort Worth, Texas area. And then, of course, so I mentioned 2 weeks from this weekend, will be the national championships. They're going to have to go repeat up in Tempe at the ASU track location or course location. So that Sun Devils who had won all the titles before U of A came along, will have a slight advantage. It'll be fun to watch how that plays out here coming up the weekend of November the 8th. Dragon Ball is here, and Cricket is here, and J-Dub is here as well. And I am David Kelly, and right now, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Ina and Camino de la Tierra and Ina. Country Club north of 5th, 6th Street. Slowdowns for both directions of travel on Country Club approaching 5th, 6th Street. Crash on Miracle Mile near Fairview. And for your weather, 61 the low, sunny, 84 tomorrow, and 89 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7 Ranger. Get you
Basketball season is here. Tune in this Thursday, October 23rd, as Becky Burke leads your Arizona Wildcats against the West Texas A&M Lady Buffs. Coverage begins at 5:45 p.m. on our sister station, Freedom 1400.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Okay, some good news during a challenging time for everybody, and this could really help. You may know hundreds of thousands of people have already made the switch to Medi-Share, which is the affordable alternative to health insurance. And with so many people looking at how they're paying for healthcare right now, seeing premiums going up and the cost of healthcare, Medi-Share has a special offer, and a lot of people are taking advantage of it. Just apply by October 31st, and they'll waive your new member fee. You're saving $100 right off the bat. That's just the start. Obviously, the typical family saves up to $500 a month after making the switch. And Medi-Share is a Christian community that's shared more than $9 billion in medical bills over the years. It's worked beautifully for decades. I'll give you the number here in a second. If you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to get your additional savings too. Here it is. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guarantee, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704. Or JTAutoAZ.com.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step, and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward, so listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Done Right Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, choose a genuine local Tucson company, Done Right Services. With decades of trusted experience and upfront pricing, Done Right Services treats every customer like a valued neighbor. From upgrades to urgent repairs, our licensed professionals deliver quality, care, and craftsmanship you can count on, getting it done right. Call Done Right Services today at 520-369-3966, because you deserve it done right.
This is Bill Ryder of the Sports Minute, sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for play, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. So Woody Johnson, the owner of the New York Jets, decided it would be a good idea to take shots at Justin Fields' quarterback, not once, but twice. Is it true that Fields has trouble completing a pass? It is. But the owner saying it out loud simply showcases the big problem in New York is Woody Johnson. I'm Bill Ryder.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us. You can text us. Again, this will be our final show this week. And we will take tomorrow and Friday off and come back with you on Monday for 2 hours, 3 to 5. And then we've got the Panthers talk at 5 o'clock. Arizona basketball at 6:30 on Monday night against Embry-Riddle. Arizona women's basketball will be on the floor tomorrow at McHale Center tomorrow night. In fact, there's 2 events going on tomorrow night on the U of A side. You've got Arizona soccer at home against TCU. This will be their second to last home game. They'll play Arizona State to wrap things up. And then you've got Arizona women's basketball at McHale Center, the first game of the Becky Burke era. It'll be an exhibition against West Texas A&M, WTAMU, as I like to say. I used to work at a radio station that went by the call letters of WTAM. WTAMU is West Texas A&M University. And Becky Burke took her team took 3 of her players, she took 3 of her guards to Kansas City yesterday for Big 12 Women's Basketball Media Day. And one of the things she had said initially was she felt like they were kind of small. She was looking at some of the other teams there, and there was a lot of size, I guess, on some of the teams that were at the arena earlier in the day, or the early portion of the day. She later walked that back and said as the day went on and some of the other teams started to come in, she started to see less height and started to feel a little bit better about her squad. But it's definitely going to be a guard-oriented team. I think they're still trying to figure, as we heard from her today, they're still trying to figure out the bigs piece of the puzzle.
I mean, when you inherit DK a roster with one player, Montana Dew, who's injured late in the cycle, and bigs are the priority, right? I mean, there aren't an infinite number of talented women who can play the big and small forward, power forward, or center at the high D1 college level. So they're going to have to scramble and find a way to get it done, maybe without that size that you're talking about.
Yeah. But they're going to have to figure out who those bigs are that play for the Arizona Wildcats this year. And Becky talked a little bit about her bigs today at her press conference at McHale Center this morning.
Yeah, I think Achol, obviously from a size standpoint at 6'7", she brings just tremendous presence, size, power, ability to score with 2 feet in the paint. You can feed her a little bit differently than you have to feed some of the other guys in the post. And she's healthy now. We've got Coach AC with us here from Texas Tech the last couple years with Achol, and it's just a completely different player, especially from her perspective, which is nice to hear. So Achol, just from a presence and size standpoint, Addie, who just got here about a month ago, from an athleticism, body, ability to run the floor, defend multiple positions. She's absolutely incredible. What we're working on with her right now is IQ and just getting up to speed with the rest of the crew, because she missed 2 months of summer, right? You've got Freddie, who I think is probably one of our most skilled bigs and one of our most just talented naturally and raw. But again, it's consistency with her. She doesn't practice hard every day, right? She's in and out. Like, it's consistency and reliability with Freddie. And I just had that conversation with her a couple days ago. You've got Nora. I think Nora's great. She hasn't played at this level before, She hasn't played on a winning program or a winning team before. We're teaching her how to win, right? Denia, true freshman, deer in the headlights right now, but very talented, very good. So all of these players, I just think, again, we're going to have to find 2 or 3 of them that we can say, okay, these are our 2 or 3. But at this point, we don't know.
What are the elements of teaching a team to win before you get to actual games?
I think you have two ends of the spectrum. I think it's teaching them how to win from a basketball standpoint, spacing, screening, pace, attention to detail, what we're running, why we're running it. I believe that all of their IQs have just grown tremendously since they've gotten here. But then I think you have teaching them how to win from a culture standpoint, which has been something that since day one these are championship habits. This is the culture that we're building here. You're in the gym without having to be asked, right? You're not walking over to the water cooler at water breaks. You're jogging. Every time we're in a huddle, we're touching. Like all of the things that winning programs do, that it's no knock on our players. They just haven't come from those programs or from a coaching staff that builds the championship habits like we do. And it's been a high level of accountability to just like action and culture and who we are just in the little categories outside of like the stuff we're running in the X's and the O's. I'm going to tell them how to win basketball wise. That's my job. But right now it's been the culture piece because again, a lot of our players, if you just look across the board, have come from places that maybe haven't won or they were lower levels or the expectations were very different from their coaching staffs. And now they're here at Arizona and it's been a big kind of culture shock to all of them to buy into this. But when they do see it work and when they do see the fruits of their labor and the culture start to change and the things start to happen that will once they completely surrender to this process, then it becomes player-led next year and the year after and the year after and the year after. So this is a hard year, but we're grinding. We're getting after it.
When you have a league of coaches who slots you at 14th, do you talk about that? How much do you use that as motivation for this group?
Yeah, we talked about it the day it came out because obviously it's all over social media. Had it just been like a secret poll and I got an email about it, I wouldn't even have touched on it. But since it's on social media and they all see it, we talked about it, addressed it for a few minutes in the locker room. They're pissed off about it. I'm pissed off about it. Like you just don't like to hear that. I've never had a double-digit number next to my name in anything, and so that's just not how I'm wired or what I feel comfortable with, and they don't either, which is a good thing, right? We also understand that it means absolutely nothing. We need to go out tomorrow night at 6 o'clock and show people that we're not the 14th ranked team in the Big 12, right? Or show people that we are, right? So it's you got to go tomorrow night at 6 o'clock and lace them up, and ultimately it's not what people think about you, it's what you show them you are, and we have an opportunity tomorrow night to do that.
Becky Burke at her press conference earlier today, 6 o'clock tomorrow night at McHale Center. You'll hear that game over on our sister station, Freedom 1400 KTUC. Coverage will begin at 5:45. Derek Palmer back in the broadcast seat for another season of Arizona Wildcats women's basketball. Looking forward to that. And again, I thought it was interesting what she said there in terms of how you build a culture. And it's funny, one of the things that I've noticed with that team is every time that I've seen them in a huddle, they've got their arms around each other. And that's it. It's a small piece of the puzzle, but I think it's an important piece that is the beginning stages of a sisterhood. When you can, when you're touching and feeling that person next to you and showing them that little piece of connection, that's how you begin to, I think, a little small piece again, but begin to build cohesiveness on a basketball court.
And not surprising, right? Because the story coming in is how this is the third rebuilding job that Becky Burke has done, and she's been successful in the previous two. To me, DK, that whole bit about 14th in the preseason poll, Larry Bird used to ask people what the record was in the building before he played. Michael Jordan had a list of grievances. Some players and coaches need that extra motivation. Does Becky Burke, Dragon Ball, strike you as the kind of person that needs the motivation of being 14th to go hard all the time? I mean, ever since she got on campus, it's just nothing but high energy, super motivated to be the best possible women's basketball program that she can. I don't think being slighted at 14 is something that she loses sleep over. I think she's just driven every single day to make that the best team she can.
And not to mention, we have to also remember that this was a very late part of the cycle where this rebuild technically really had to start. And Becky, like you mentioned, nothing but energy, nothing but that attentiveness of trying to get people to buy in. And because in essence, sadly, it's a situation where she's having to make up lost time. I mean, that's in essence the truest part of the statement is that there's a lot of lost time she has to make up.
Brennan.
Yeah, and you need to go ahead and have that mentality of I've already playing behind the 8 ball, picking up on a program that had a lot of high expectations and more than a couple times just because of some bad breaks didn't reach up to some of those, what the next step was supposed to be in some regard. But now all of a sudden I'm doing it basically from the ground up. She mentioned it as a rebuilding from the studs. I'd say it's almost a rebuild from breaking the concrete underneath the foundation to reset it.
It's so hard if you get in late and you get in after the specific recruiting period. So you're hired after all that. But on top of that, only one player returned from the previous year.
And she's coming off of an injury.
Right. So cobbling together a team and getting them all on the same page, DK, you're talking about the ladies having their arms around each other in each huddle. Right. You almost have to. What the other thing she said in there was a lot of these players came from smaller divisions. They got something to prove. Undersized, were secondly, to major people in their areas that were recruited out of high school. You talk about chips on your shoulder. A lot of those players have something to prove, and they're all together. That togetherness, Coach Burke seems like that person, DK. Great motivator. I loved everything she's had to say. But as far as getting those specifics together, she also talks about reaching out, going out of her way to talk to people, much like Desiree did when she took the job to start. It's more about those relationships, connecting with those student athletes, because that's what it's going to take when you only have one returning player and you're going into a tough Big 12 schedule. They all have to be on the same page, and games are coming quick and fast. So tomorrow night's exhibition will be fun. You said, 15 games at home?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, and the comfort of McKale Center. Let's not finish this women's basketball segment without shouting out the fans, because one of the best home fan bases in the entire country, even though most of that roster is new to campus, they certainly will get a warm welcome tomorrow night in their first exhibition.
Yeah, you got a lot of good chances to see basketball coming up because the men are actually home more in this non-conference than they are in a lot of years as well. So there's plenty of basketball that'll be being played in McKale Center. It started last Saturday and it continues tomorrow night with the women all through the month of November and December. DK on the Sports Tip, 2 hours in the books, 1 hour left to go. We're going to talk some women's athletics. PJ Brown is going to join us in the 5 o'clock hour. Dragon Ball's got everything happening. Don't talk about this basketball game I'm watching here. You don't need to talk about that right now as the Cavaliers are down by 11. But he's got everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona and around the world.
Well, focusing our attention for what's happening the rest of the weekend here. Again, you got to look at Arizona athletics, Arizona women's basketball. Like we mentioned, the first exhibition game tomorrow at McKale against West Texas A&M. Tip-off at 6 p.m. there. Softball has a doubleheader against Central Arizona and Phoenix College on Friday out at Hillenbrand. Baseball also taking on Central Arizona College at High Corbett on Saturday at 3 p.m., which is another free admission day for the fans there. Soccer takes on TCU on Thursday at Mulcahy Stadium at 7 p.m. to try and end their losing streak. And then volleyball finishes off their weekend against Arizona State at McKale Center on Saturday at 6 p.m. as well. The NBA season tipped off yesterday, but it will start tonight for the Suns as they take on the Kings for their first action in the Jordan Ott era. Now, while the head coach and the roster look drastically different from last year's squad, Devin Booker remains the figurehead and spoke on how critical a fast start is for this upcoming season.
Yeah, we have to get off to a good start. I think that's important, and I've been stressing that, for the remainder of the season. Don't get too high, don't get too low, if we're going to win streak or if we drop the first game, our first couple. So, we still have to continue to get better regardless in wins and losses, and, that's a big part of this.
Again, tip-off against the Kings set for 7 p.m. out in Phoenix. Still trying to figure out the name of the stadium there. Meanwhile, following days of negotiations, the San Francisco Giants have their new man to lead the dugout in Tennessee coach Tony Vitello, as he's been named the franchise's new manager. Now, this marks the first time...
No Nick Hundley.
But this marks the first time in big league history that a team has hired a manager directly from college with no professional coaching experience. Vitello, if you remember, recently won the 2024 Men's College World Series in Tennessee and will look to replace Bob Melvin following his recent firing. The Giants have gone 4 consecutive seasons without a playoff berth. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Don't miss out on any of the action as the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
Bradley for 3. Jaden Bradley has come alive in the second half.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions Country Club north of 5th, 6th Street. On Country Club north of 5th, 6th Street. Slowdowns both directions of travel on Country Club approaching 5th, 6th Street. Crash at Ina and Camino de la Tierra and Ina. Some waterline work, Alvernon north of 22nd Street and some backup southbound Alvernon approaching 22nd. 61 the low, sunny, 84 tomorrow, 89 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-approved collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials. And for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
It's that time of year. School is back. Football is back. And better yet, Truck Month is back at O'Reilly Chevrolet. If you're looking for that perfect truck, we might have it. The Chevy Silverado, the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona for the last 3 years, is available right now. So see us at O'Reilly Chevrolet on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. See us at O'Reilly Chevrolet during Truck Month, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona Athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final hour of today's show, final hour of the week for us. We might have to get Cricket back in here and have her tell you about a few things happening coming up this weekend, since we won't be with you Wednesday or Thursday
Scary
and Friday.
mazes, scary slaughterhouses, and other scary things.
A lot of scary stuff out there. Have either of you been to any of the haunted festivities?
As I've said many times, I have been, not this year, because Paige is very adverse to anything scary like that. So she would never go. I'd have to get one of you guys to go with me.
Do she not do up her classroom?
She's way too old that she watches Disney horror movies with her hands over her eyes, so she can barely peek through. So, yeah.
Well, and then if you needed to know anything about that, Kim FM's got a whole tab dedicated to the Halloween happening stuff.
A whole tab?
Yeah.
On their website?
Yeah, on the website there for Kim, which they've been updating it with, like, there's the Dave & Buster's Boo Bash on the 18th. There's, again, Halloween, which I guess is AZ Hops and Vine is
DK's down with that.
Yeah. Halloween event on October 25th.
Oh, boy.
So there's plenty of stuff there if you want to check them out.
Interesting.
Of course, Boo at the Zoo is always a classic.
All right. So today you heard from Becky Burke in the last half hour. Arizona Wildcats were at Big 12 Women's Basketball Media Day on Tuesday. Today it was the men's turn to talk at the Big 12 in Kansas City. Let's hear from your head coach, Tommy Lloyd, who sat down with members of the Big 12 studio crew to talk about his team and basketball in general. Here was the head coach, Tommy Lloyd.
Wildcats 3 Sweet 16s in your first 3 seasons. How have, in this day and age of college sports and how you have to turn over rosters almost overnight, how have you been able to maintain the consistency?
Well, first off, I appreciate you leaving out the fourth year where we lost to Princeton in the first round. It's actually 3 and 4 years. You get to take the good parts of your story. You also got to take the tough parts of your story. It's who you are. It's been great. I'm at a great place. I mean, I'm at a place that I'm proud to represent. I love being a basketball coach at Arizona, and I always tell people, Arizona basketball doesn't represent me. I represent it. It's way bigger than me, or way bigger than I'll ever be. And so I'm proud to call the program home, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we got this year and delivering for our fans.
I think you've got a lot, but one thing you do have is it's not often in college basketball where you have a point guard that's going to be with you for 3 years. And in my personal opinion, I've said this to you and others, he may be one of the most underrated players in the country, Jaden Bradley. What's it mean for you and he to have that symbiotic relationship?
Well, listen, JB's somebody I really appreciate and really value. And you're right, he is underrated. And how do you handle that as a head coach?
Yeah.
Do I get out and make all these crazy proclamations and say he's the best point guard in the country and all these things? For sure I could. And it would be sound to say that. But JB's also someone who's not fighting for the spotlight. He wants to do his job. He wants to serve the team. He wants to represent his family, and he does an amazing job at all those. So for me, going into the offseason while we were figuring things out with our roster, I had great peace of mind knowing we had a starting point guard coming back, that is as good as he is, that is as good a person he is, and just being a winner. So I really value JB, and he played great in our exhibition game on Saturday. You could see his experience kind of shine through. So I think he's primed to have a great year.
Scheduling always important on behalf of all college basketball fans, including 2 guys that get to call games all the time. Thank you.
But you start your season against the Gators. You've got 5 teams that were in the NCAA tournament that are in your non-conference schedule. Why is scheduling up so important to help you prepare for this conference?
Well, I don't know if it's scheduling up. I mean, I think that's how Arizona should schedule. I mean, we view ourselves as one of the premier programs in the country, and I think it's great for the game when programs of our caliber are matching up with other programs, maybe a little bit higher than us, but at the same caliber. I think it's important to do. I think, why would you ever be scared of failure? And you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It's part of the process. That's what makes college basketball so great. So, and I know this, at Arizona, we're not protecting anything.
Yeah.
We're trying to go out and get everything we can. And so that's the mindset we're going to go in with. And I'm sure there's going to be some ups and downs with it. And, you might see me mid-November and I might have a different opinion. But as of today, I'm really excited about our schedule and I look forward to the opportunity.
Well, and you get a chance to learn about your freshmen very early on in a schedule like this. I got to watch Koa Pete a handful of times at Perry High School. Just a gold medalist as well, tons of experience. What does he bring to this team along with Braden Berries?
Well, what it is, they're both mature beyond their years, and not only basketball-wise, but just physically. And they're winners, and they've really come in, and they've been, as advertised, whatever that means. So I really feel good. When everyone else was like, aggressively shopping the transfer portal, I'm like, I don't think I could get 2 transfers better than these guys. So why even get distracted? So I'm really feel good about those 2 and what they mean for our program. They've been great in practice. I'm sure there's going to be some ups and downs and there's going to be a learning curve. But the one thing I do know, they're competitors and they're quick learners. And so I think over the course of the year, they're really going to really step up and show themselves as, premier college basketball players.
Speaking of Koa, let's dive in deeper. You got a chance to coach him on the under-19 gold medal world championship team. Congratulations. What did you learn about him that you maybe didn't know when you were recruiting him for 3 years?
Well, we did know him, really well.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I would say about Koa is just how authentic he is and how genuine. There's no act. He's literally just a great person, crazy high character, but he plays this ferocious style of basketball. So it's a really cool combination, and that's who he is. His care factor is so high, and it's been really fun. It's been really fun, coaching him. The USA experience was great. He and I went into that, and I told Koa, hey, Koa, listen, I'm probably not going to talk to you as much as you would expect here, because out of respect for these other players who are really good and the mission we were on.
Right.
I know we were on the mission to win the gold. I mean, it was kind of a business first approach. But now having him at Arizona on a day-to-day basis, and just being able to, really, help build a team around him has been a lot of fun, because he's deserving of everything that comes his way, and I think he's going to be one of the most fun college basketball players to watch this season.
He's going to be part of that front court. You've always had great front courts as an assistant at Gonzaga, to what you've been able to build at Arizona. Talk about the front court this year. What excites you most about that group?
They're really good. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me is, you got, Tobe Awaka, who's, an experienced player. Obviously, we were fortunate to get him from Tennessee, and he had a really good season for us last year and has just continued to grow as a player. And another guy that's a crazy high character guy, great student. I mean, any superlative we could put on him. And then Mo Krivas. Mo is somebody, who I was really excited to recruit back in the day, and I thought this kid had a ton of potential. And I know in this day and age, you don't say this lightly with how the game has changed, but it's really hard for a 7-foot-plus guy to be a legitimate NBA player. I think he has a chance. I think there's work to be done, and he's got to go out and prove it on the court on a night-to-night basis. But he just has tremendous potential. He's really come on. I mean, he had to play 32 minutes against St. Mary's, which probably wasn't the best coaching. You know what I mean? It's kind of hadn't played a game forever, but it's what the situation called for. And I think he had 17 rebounds, and that's some area we've really been pushing him on. So, I think the combination of those 3 guys is, it's a luxury, and it's something that we hope to take advantage of.
There's 2 guys that impress me, and maybe they're not ready yet, but I think they will be, is Karchenkov, young man from Germany, and Dwayne Aristode, who was hurt last year, but it seems to me that at some point those guys could be important for you.
Well, they're going to be important from day one. I mean, they're both going to be in our rotation. We're going to probably be one of the few teams that are playing 4 true freshmen and really counting on them. But I feel good about doing it. Like in practices, I haven't felt like, we're too young, we're too inexperienced. I don't feel that because you guys don't play like that. Yvonne and Dwayne are they're both really good players, and they're both really, really talented. They both got good feel for the game. I think they just need a little bit of experience. Dwayne, obviously, you said he sat out last year with a foot injury, so he kind of missed his senior year of high school. Yvonne, probably didn't even know this time last year that he would be playing college basketball. Right. So he comes over from Bayern Munich. There's obviously, and Fran, you and I have both been doing this international thing for a long time. There is a transition period for all these players, no matter how good they are, coming from. And I tell a European player, hey, how do young Americans do when they first come to Europe? They usually struggle. Well, there's an adjustment. And the same thing for European kids. So let's give these kids a little time. But I think at the end of the day, they're really, really going to help us.
Less than 30 seconds left. Bryce James, the youngest of LeBron, and we saw Bronny and his journey there at USC. What is your plan for Bryce here?
Bryce and I have had a lot of conversations figuring out this year. Redshirting is a possibility, and the reason I say that is because I believe in Bryce. And if you didn't believe in somebody, why would you spend extra resources on them or extra time? And Bryce has been great at our place. He's really, his body's starting to change. I think the one thing people don't realize about Bryce is he's a year younger than his class. So, he should be a senior in high school right now. So just kind of helping him with that transition's been fun. But I'll say this. He's a first-class kid. And growing into a young man. And it's been fun having him on a day-to-day basis, fun watching him kind of come out of his shell and, and turn into his own man. And my job is to, respect him as a person and help him with his own journey. And that's our plan at Arizona. We got no extras. Let's just help this kid to develop into a great young man, and I think that's what his family wants and what he wants, and we're going to help him with that.
Should be a fun journey to watch for him and the rest of the Cats this year. Tommy, thanks for doing it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Tommy Lloyd, the head coach of your Arizona men's basketball team, with the crew today at ESPN at Big 12 Media Days. Real quick, guys, he said redshirting is a possibility. That's maybe not a surprise for Bryce James. And I mentioned I had some conversations at the game over the weekend, and one of the conversations was, is that something that Bryce, you think, will want to do? Is he the kind of player that's going to want to stick around and go through, redshirting and developing in this program? I think he is, personally. I think he is. I've never really had a chance to be one-on-one with Bryce James, but he seems like that kind of kid to me that understands that development may be a little bit more of a long-term thing for him, and that this is the place that he wants to make that development.
You know how Sierra Canyon's really good at basketball? That's where they went to high school. Bronny started 4 years. Bryce started his senior year and came off the bench for his first 3 years. So you talk about a young man, who clearly is there to do what the coaching staff asks. If you're a famous father, you might shoehorn your way. Hey, I'm good enough. Look at my last name. I should be in the starting lineup. But Bryce James has always been that guy, DK, who defers. I think everybody has the young man's best intentions at heart. So that conversation's going on behind the scenes. The big issue is there's a logjam at the wing. So if he played center, played power forward, maybe, there's some minutes potentially there as a backup. But the position that he plays right now, he may not be. I would love to see him get in and get 3-5 minutes here and there, but he's never going to get those sustained Dragon Ball 12, 15-minute runs, because there's so many experienced players right now above him in that rotation in the depth chart. So whether or not he redshirts, it's really up to him and the coaching staff and his family. But I would not be surprised, because there are so many good wings on this team. It's not any, shot at Bryce James as a player. It's more so like everybody waits their turn. He didn't start till a senior year in high school. I'm sure he's not trying to rush into the starting lineup right now.
Not to mention, there's a lot of freshmen already on this team, so there's going to be a lot of that learning curve for everybody. And there's going to be a situation where it says, okay, maybe if you're a little bit behind, you've still got a lot of chances to make up that time with other guys that are learning at the same pace as you, because everybody else is coming in pretty fresh, needless to say, for the freshman core that we have coming into this season.
DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We're going to talk some Arizona women's athletics, just women's athletics as a whole. PJ Brown's been covering the Wildcats here in the market for a number of years. She's about to start a new venture. She'll tell you about that next. Cricket's going to tell you about getting home safely, as she does every 20 minutes with your traffic on the 5s.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. Collisions reported on Ina and First Avenue, also Ina and Camino de la Tierra. Crash on Country Club north of 5th, 6th Street, slowing for both directions of travel on Country Club, approaching 5th, 6th Street. Also some backups on southbound Alvernon, approaching 22nd Street due to waterline work. 61 the low, sunny, 84 tomorrow, and 89 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Tune in this Monday as Tommy Lloyd and your Arizona Wildcats basketball team play an exhibition game against Embry-Riddle at McHale Center. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockscooling.com.
Valentine Plumbing reminds all the proud and honorable men and women of our military are still overseas sacrificing their lives for our country. Please don't forget our brave heroes. This message from Valentine Plumbing, top quality and dependable service backed by a name you know and trust. For all your plumbing needs, whether it's service, repairs, commercial, or residential, give the pros a call that do it all at 520-444-9359. That's Valentine Plumbing, on the air, people who care.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto, professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Here's how you know you might need a new one. If your tailgate's held on with a bungee cord and a prayer, you might need a new truck. O'Reilly Chevrolet is here for your fresh start with years of experience and quality people. So what are you waiting for? See us at O'Reilly Chevrolet on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports, sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. Let's head over to the pro soccer ranks and check in on the NWSL, where the postseason picture is shaping up. Gotham FC just clinched a playoff spot thanks to their tie over the weekend against Racing Louisville. Gotham's star midfielder Rose Lavelle scored the all-important equalizer.
It's a game I feel like we controlled a lot of, but didn't finish our chances, and then obviously let them capitalize on theirs. So it's like a little bittersweet moment, I think. Excited about playoffs, but I think we know we can do better.
After winning the NWSL championship in 2023, Gotham FC lost in the semifinals last year. This campaign's been more of a struggle for the New York squad as they sit in 7th place of the league standings. They will close out their regular season on November 2nd against the North Carolina Courage. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Olivia Harlan Decker on Westwood One.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Final show of the week for us. We'll be off the next 2 days. I'd like to welcome back in a friend of the program. PJ Brown joins us. PJ, longtime sports writer for the Arizona Daily Star, covering a lot of the U of A women's sports, and particularly U of A women's basketball during the Adia Barnes era. And now she's got a brand new gig that she is starting up here in Southern Arizona. PJ, always great to get a chance to talk to you as we are kind of getting close to the start of basketball season, which was a primary for you during your time here. Before we get to your new gig, obviously we're in a new era now with Becky Burke. We have had a chance to hear from her. We played a little bite of her a little earlier in the show, talking about the culture of building winning, the process, I should say, of building a winning culture. How quickly do you think she's going to be able to get Arizona back to where we've seen this program be in the last few years of the Adia Barnes era?
Hi, David. Great to be on your show. Thanks for having me on. That's a big question. In today's day of, as we have talked about before, with the revenue sharing and the NIL, teams can turn around pretty quickly if they have enough money and they can attract the right players that fit the program, the culture of the program, the community, all of that. So it could happen in a few years. It could take longer. We just don't know at this point because first of all, they haven't even gone on the court yet, right? So we don't know what they look like. And they're also, they're playing in the Big 12. And that's kind of a really physical conference. And I just don't know if they'll, how this first-year team will match up to that. Again, we'll once they get going and they start going through their season, we'll see and we'll understand more of what Becky is trying to build here. But right now, we don't know.
We're chatting with PJ Brown, longtime sports writer here in the Tucson market. So, PJ, tell us about this next venture for you writing about sports here in Southern Arizona, and then I would imagine beyond.
Yes, it's. I've started a Substack, and for those who don't know, they call it a newsletter because it's when you sign up for a paid subscription, it comes right in your email inbox, and it's called the Undercovered Women's Sports with PJ Brown, and it's on. I'm writing on college, pro, and Olympic athletes, their coaches, and those around them who make everything go. And it's broad in the sense of it may lean towards women's basketball because that was my beat for a long time, and I have a lot of contacts in that world. But there's also a lot of other sports. So Friday I have a story with Wes Johnson for U of A triathlon, which, as you know, is the reigning national champs. I have a story coming up on Jordan Wilson from the U of A volleyball team. I have women's golf coming up. And I also have all these different women's basketball coaches and players and people around the programs. I started out on Monday with my intro piece, but then I had a piece on Sam Thomas and not the usual piece that we would write on Sam, right? Because she's no longer a player. She retired 2 years ago. So now it's about she works for an agency, and what does she do? So she's one of those people around the athletes. And it's about sort of her thoughts about what's going on in college sports right now, and plus what she does and how all of her experiences have helped her, get to this point. So it's a lot of different things. People will see some names they remember. Today I have a story up about UCLA women's basketball coach Corey Close. And so, you'll see a lot of what you remember, and it may be a little West Coast centric for a while, but believe me, I have an East Coast story coming up, some Southeast, some Midwest. I'm working on some Midwest, so it'll be all around the country. I was joking. I was on the call with Stanford head coach, women's basketball coach Kate Pay today, and I said, right now it's looking like a little Pac-12 reunion. So we'll get some of that going because remember, the West Coast is sort of forgotten a lot of times. So it's a little bit of everything. In the spring, there'll be probably a lot of all in on softball, right? And then there's some other sports. So, it'll be sort of a little bit just really fun stuff, stories about people that maybe you want to read about, but you haven't. And this all started because when I was on the beat, I was one of a handful of daily beat reporters across the country. And then last year with conference realignment, I wanted to read about former Pac-12 coaches and players and all of this. And it was really hard to find stories on them. And it didn't matter if you were in a big city, a small city, a medium-sized city. These women were not being covered. And so the more I thought about it over the last 6 months, I was like, this is my space. I need to step into it and sort of help bridge the gap a little bit. So that's what I decided to do.
It's called The Undercovered. The Undercovered, that's all one word, women's sports with PJ Brown. Did it take you long to come up with the title there?
No, that's kind of funny. So I was thinking of going with something else, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm talking around it, and he goes, that's your title. He's like, that's it. It says everything. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So it took me just to talk it through with someone, and that's where I landed.
Now, let me ask you, PJ, because I've seen a lot of writers going to this Substack program. How would you best describe? You mentioned it's a newsletter. Why is this an attractive place for writers to be right now, this Substack?
Well, part of it's that it's the industry, right? There aren't a lot of jobs right now. I myself got laid off last spring, as everybody knows. People are being laid off from, the Chicago Tribune, the LA Times, all across the country. Writers are getting laid off. And this is an opportunity for all of us to keep writing. It's an opportunity for us to be our own bosses, right? And to write about the things that we want to write about. I switched from being a beat reporter to doing this because it's more about the things I really like to write about. Features, Q&As, notes, observations, all of those things. It's covering a beat, as you know, it can be a grind.
Yeah.
That I would hit February, and you know how they talk about the players hitting the wall? I would hit the wall, and I'd need to get a second win to get through the NCAAs and finish out. And it's kind of a love-hate thing, right? You love it because it's really a great thing, and you're passionate about what you're covering and all of that. But then it's tough because it's a long season, and then it's year-round because my coverage went in the off season too. So this is something that I've thought about for a while. I did at the Star. I was sort of thinking about, wow, could I be a sports feature writer? And that just obviously wasn't going to happen because not the way that it was set up to be. But in this format, this is something that I can do, and I can just write about who I want to write about, find those great stories like I had in the past, and just have a bigger audience to share it with. And these are all stories, again, that go untold, right? This is the thing. It's like these women deserve better, and they're doing some amazing things. And even the ones who are the last ones on the bench, right? Even if they're number 12 on the bench because there's only 12 on the roster, or 15, they've got some amazing stories. And so, I just want to share those.
You mentioned one of our all-time favorites, Sam Thomas, of recent lore here at the University of Arizona. How's she loving her life now as a retired basketball player and working with other athletes?
She loves it. She said that because I asked her about coaching because she has a clinic every summer here in Tucson for the kids. And she said she's thought about it, and that might be something that she leans towards in the next few years. But right now, she likes that she has a little more balance in her life. She likes that she can go see all of her younger brothers' basketball games at Creighton. She likes that she can do all these different things, whereas if she was a coach, that's 24/7. It's really, you're all in. And she's just getting some, different types of experiences. She really likes her job, and she's just in a good place right now.
We're chatting with PJ Brown, longtime sports writer here in Southern Arizona. She has a new Substack. It's called The Undercovered, Women's Sports with PJ Brown, and it's a subscription. So you subscribe to it. You can go to her page. There's a big blue subscribe button at the top of the page. You just put your email in. It's that easy.
Yeah, it's really simple to subscribe. And this week, all the stories are open, so they're free. But next week, they will be locked for paid subscribers. So if you're currently on a free subscription, you're going to want to convert next week to paid because otherwise you won't see all the stories. Once in a while, I will have a free story out, but for the most part, most of them will be paid because those people, bought the subscription, and they deserve to have those stories delivered to them in that way. So please subscribe. Please pay to subscribe. This is how, I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but because I'm not like that, but this is how I will be able to continue to do this work. So,
yeah. And let me ask you this, PJ, just for some maybe that aren't familiar with Substack. So obviously there are a lot. Do people need to subscribe to every writer that they want to follow? Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, and different people have different ways that they go about it. So, and everything is like, I have my own business. It's separate. I have my own website within Substack, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I have it, you go all one word, the undercovered.substack.com, and you come directly to my homepage. And then you can subscribe on that if you want to do it. Or if you're on social media and you see you follow me on X or Blue Sky or Threads or Instagram, whatever, or friend on Facebook, I've got everything there too, so that you can go there, you can click on it, and it brings you directly to that story, and then you can subscribe. But yeah, there are a lot of other writers there. A really good friend of mine, Audrey Schneider, she's the beat reporter for Penn State football, and she was with The Athletic for a number of years. And she got laid off right after I did, and she started her own Substack at the beginning of football season to cover Penn State, and so she's on there too. So there's a lot of different people. Yogi Roth is on there. Everybody knows Yogi Roth from Pac-12 days, and now he does West Coast, but he does Big Ten stuff. He's got one. I subscribe to his. And so, yeah, a lot of different people are on there.
Outstanding. Well, PJ, of course, we wish you nothing but success with this new venture. Great to hear that you're going to still be around. We'd love to have you on as well from time to time to talk the Arizona athletics that you're going to be covering and stories that you're going to be working on, and get your opinion in all things in those areas as well.
That would be great. Thanks, David. As always.
PJ Brown, absolutely. Check out her over at Substack. Again, it's called The Undercovered. That's all one word, Undercovered, Covered, Women's Sports with PJ Brown. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We've got some collisions reported along Ina and Camino de la Tierra, also Ina and First Avenue. Crash at McGee and Camino de Oeste, and a collision southbound I-19 Irvington off-ramp. Some slowing there. Also some slowdowns northbound on Nogales Highway approaching Valencia and westbound Valencia at 12th Avenue. 61 the low, sunny, 84 tomorrow, and 88 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Looking for fun? O'Reilly Chevrolet has EVs in stock and ready to roll. Chevy's led the EV charge since the Bolt in 2016, and now we're keeping it going with the all-electric Blazer, Equinox, and Silverado. Innovation, power, and savings all in one ride. Come see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or visit O'Reilly.com. The Chevy EVs are here, and the future is electric. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Hi, I'm Lisa Chastain. No one should go hungry, especially at Thanksgiving. That's why Gospel Rescue Mission is hosting our annual Thanksgiving Blessings event. Join us on Wednesday, November 26th for a home-cooked Thanksgiving meal. Also, clothing, haircuts, additional resources, and life-changing opportunities. Celebrate the holidays with us, because Thanksgiving is better when we share it together. Visit grmtucson.com to learn more.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. I never understood any trade deadline rumors regarding Max Crosby this year. If it didn't happen last deadline, and then Crosby signed an extension this past offseason, why would he force a trade from the Silver and Black now, or why would the Raiders comply? So Tom Pelissero and Jane Slater from the NFL Network both reporting that there's no interest by the Raiders and Crosby to part ways by the deadline is, well, common sense. I'm Zach Gelb.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Final chance for you to get in on today's show. Again, this will be our final show of the week. We normally have short shows on Thursday due to NFL Thursday Night Football, but we'll just let JR Sport Brief lead you into that coming up tomorrow, the beginning of the NFL Week 8. It'll be the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings at the San Diego Chargers. You will hear that game right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. This weekend, of course, there's no international games. We don't have any for 2 weeks now. There's a 2-week hiatus. I'm not sure why, but that's how it works. We had, I think, 5 straight weeks of international games, and there's a 2-week hiatus, and then we have 2 more weeks of international games once we get to November. So no early in the morning game coming up this week. You'll have Sunday Night Football, of course, Packers and the Steelers. That should be a good one at Acrisure Stadium. Packers 4-1-1, Steelers 4-2-1. It'll be a chance for Aaron Rodgers to play against his old team. And then, of course, in the morning at 10 a.m., we should have a really good one for you. It'll be the Buffalo Bills and the Carolina Panthers. The Bills are 4-2 on the season. The Panthers have won 3. Is it 3 in a row? Or I think, yeah, 3 in a row or 4 in a row. I always forget. 3 in a row. 3 in a row and 4 of 3. The Panthers have won, so they are in a really nice position.
And they're unbeaten
right
at
now.
home.
Yes, they are. They are unbeaten at home for sure, and the Bills are obviously struggling a little bit, coming off their loss on, was it Sunday Night Football a few weeks ago? Monday night. Yeah,
it was Monday night against the Falcons this past
the Falcons.
week,
And before that, they had dropped a game against the Patriots. So started 4-0, but have lost 2 in a row going in to face a red-hot Carolina Panthers team coming off their bye. So that should be a whole lot of fun. In fact, let's find out a little bit more about that game coming up this weekend with your Panthers report.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
The Panthers' offensive line has been hit with numerous injuries this season, but on a bright note, veteran Austin Corbett returned this past week, and he could not be happier to be back. I'm Jim Zoki with a Panthers Update after this.
Charlotte's momentum has a name, UNC Charlotte, 32,000 students strong, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities, recognized at the highest level for research, unmatched access to Fortune 500 companies, built for a top-tier city. This isn't typical higher ed. The difference is scale. The difference is momentum. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
Panthers offensive lineman Austin Corbett won the starting job at center out of training camp, but then injured his knee and missed several weeks. His previous 3 seasons have been littered with injuries too, including a torn biceps last year. When he returned last Sunday versus the Jets, he was starting at left guard, and as he advances through his career, he gains even more appreciation for any chance to live his dream of playing in the NFL.
I tell people all the time, like, football ultimately is stupid. It is a dumb game. Like, here we are, the most athletic humans in the world, strongest humans in the world, and we're just bashing each other's heads in, and it's stupid. And you get the injuries on top of it. Like, it is stupid. But you love it. You love this game so much. It doesn't matter in what's going on, all the injury stuff. Like, you got to keep going. And now, 3 kids later, that's what I'm trying to instill in them. No matter what happens, no matter how hard something is, you're going to find a way. You got to keep going. And so definitely an appreciation that's come along over these last 4 injuries, and just going to keep riding that.
I'm Jim Zoki on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
And coverage begins at 9 a.m. on Sunday with the Panthers pregame show with kickoff Buffalo and Carolina right here at 10 o'clock on Wildcats Radio 1290. Time now for your Casino del Sol replay. It's brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. We had a chance earlier to talk with Arizona triathlete Molly Lakustiak, and Molly is from Canada, Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, and I asked her how she ended up here at the University of Arizona.
When I did my first freshman year in Canada, the University of Arizona didn't have a triathlon team. It wasn't a thing. So I never really looked at NCAA. I was pretty ready just to stay in Canada, do my schooling at home, and then I was on the track team there. So I was just going to finish track for the 4 years. But then I met Wes at one of the World Triathlon races in Sarasota in Florida the year before I committed, or the year of I committed, I guess. And he was like, we'd love to have you on the team. I hope you can make it. And ever since then, I met with him a couple times, and I thought it'd be a cool experience. So my team and my family at home told me to go for it and try it for a year. And, yeah, I've never looked back. It's been a blast. I'm very grateful I got this opportunity. So.
Molly Lukastiak is our guest. She's a junior at the University of Arizona. She finished last year. You finished 6th at the national championships, obviously.
Yes.
So what's the goal this year for you? Top 3? Get on the podium?
A podium would be amazing, but overall we just want to get our team the best points possible and to take home the national championship again. So that's our plan. We're going to try our best and put it out there and see what happens. But we've been training really well, and everyone's getting excited for it. So I think we're in a good spot.
All right, so this week's event, the West Qualifier, what does that entail in terms of the process that leads to the national championships coming up here in about 3 weeks?
Yeah, for sure. The regionals is our first race of the championship season, so it's kind of our last race before nationals to get ready for everything. But basically, we just need everyone to place as high as possible so that we have to individually qualify for nationals rather than like a team qualification. So everyone's kind of aiming to place as best they can, and then in ranking from the past couple races in the last month or so, you'll get a individual ranking, and then if it's high enough to go to nationals, you'll go. So, and then 7 of us get to compete at nationals. So hopefully we qualify as many as we can, and then see how it goes from there.
Molly Lukastiak, a senior for Arizona Triathlon. That is your Casino del Sol replay. Brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. All right, gentlemen, final thought for the week. Go. David.
Well, I think it's going to be a fun weekend overall, since we're going to all have a little bit of time to ourselves with all the bye weeks happening, but still going to be a lot of U of A athletics going on. Again, we got the exhibition game tomorrow over on our sister station, KTUC 1400. Be sure to listen into that and be ready for us to come back bright and early. Not bright and early. It's not going to be an early game on Monday, but we're going to be very excited to see the next exhibition out of McHale for the men's basketball
Yeah, I hope Brent Brennan and the boys are getting some rest and working on what they need to individually. And I hope the U of A men's basketball team and women's basketball team are getting ready, DK, because games are right around the corner.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks to Kendra Valise, Molly Lukastiak, and PJ Brown. That's our show for JW Madden, for cricket, for Dragon Ball. I'm David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Again, we're off Thursday and Friday. Enjoy your time without us. We'll talk to you Monday. DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions Ajo and Kino Ajo connection. There's also road work. There's a lot of slowing at that intersection of Ajo and Kino. Crash at the southbound I-19 Irvington off-ramp, and a wreck reported on Pima near Swan. 61 the low, 84 tomorrow, 88 now. That's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day day coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
The future of fun is here at O'Reilly Chevrolet. We've got EV Blazer, EV Equinox, and EV Silverado in stock now with instant acceleration, zero gas, and lower maintenance costs. Act fast. Federal incentives end September 30th. Visit us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. Chevy EVs are here, and the future is electric. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Tune into Wildcats Radio 1290 weekly for Brett Brennan's Football Press Conference, where you can catch up on all things Arizona football this season. The Football Press Conference, sponsored by Coors Light.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.